Chevron 1 encoded. Chevron 2 encoded. Chevron 3 encoded. Chevron 4 encoded. Chevron 5 encoded. Chevron 6 encoded. Chevron 7 locked. Good luck out there.
Hello and welcome everyone to this week's episode, our finale of Stargate Flames of Hope. Hold on, I gotta swap Trooper and Becky. He's not the Game Master, he's our guest. But you know, Becky, we thought Becky died for a moment, but she came back. She's not dead yet, so everything's fine. So we're gonna go around, we're gonna say who we are and who we're playing, and I'll start because I'm already talking. Hi, I'm Lindy, Laugh of Lindy, and I will be playing Ixora, the Aturan scientist. And everything will be fine, because we've got, like, a great group, and we're SGP3, and we roll super well. I'm just putting that into the ether, hoping it sticks. Below me on the overlay is Deception Check. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm also hoping that we roll really well, because, you know, we always do in this game. Natural 20s for all of us, never averaging 5 or 6 on a die.
Nope.
No, not us. Hi. The guy who's going to be rolling all the 5s and 6s tonight is Fiddler. I'm a Tolan engineer. Tolans are the smart guys in the room when it comes to human-based life forms. You know, the Tari will pick it up every once in a while, but you know it's okay. I'm getting they grow on you. They got great food, as Korik will tell you. So you know we can let it slide.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'll save our guest for second to last. We also have D20 Coup de Grace. How are you tonight?
Hello! Yes, that's me. I will be playing Goa'uld. He is a culinary master and also a Jafar scout.
These are both true things. And I'm here for it. We also have Shiny Pilot. Shiny Pilot, how are you today?
Great, full of yummy food, ready to play some Stargate. I'm going to be playing Lieutenant Jake Miller of the Tari, people of Earth. And he's the one who's in charge of these group of wonderful human beings and aliens. And actually, mostly just aliens. He's the only human being. Unless you count the Jaffa. Yeah, I was going to say, let's
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, so yeah, he's in charge of the group for now. But hey, Stargate episode time. So let's do this.
All right, and we also have our special guest back with us for the third week today. Trooper, how are you this evening?
Hello, I am Trooper SGP. I'm doing very well, and I'm playing Cerberus, a living ship who can assemble historical foods. Could not assemble present-day foods because doesn't actually know them, and has also had some important parts of their body cauterized out of them. And who knows if they can be It's fine. You know what? It's fine. Would you like a tart? I can make a Tolan tart is what I can do. I can do that.
I would love another Tol tart. But someone who... Nope, you're not a tart. Someone who's great is our Gate Master this evening, Nuggetosaurus. How are you?
I am doing great. Yeah, it's my wedding anniversary. Yay! So I was celebrating that today, but now I'm here celebrating the finale of our Stargate game. I am very excited. I'm Nuggetosaurus. I'm the Gate Master for this game, and we have been playing for a while. I want to say about a year we've been playing this game.
For Stargate? Yeah, a little while. At least like 6 to 9 months. Yeah.
Yeah. For long enough to have a baby, right? So
yeah.
Yeah. This is Stargate's my baby, so you know it's great. I'm gonna stop.
I understand. This is how I feel.
Yep. Hi. We're playing Stargate.
I apologize for the lead-in that would just cause you to call Nuggetosaurus a tart. I did not mean that.
I said she wasn't.
I did not mean to do that.
Listen, I've had way worse
You
lead-ins,
have.
so it's totally fine.
Really
I'll take it.
don't know why you
Anyway.
get the worst ones. It just happens.
It's okay.
I tried
It's
to
a
mix up the
thing.
person before you to like in
But it's
hopes that it.
still- yeah.
Nope, it doesn't help.
Still doesn't work. No, never helps. But that's okay.
Bless.
I am used to it and I find it funny, so it's okay. Anyway, tonight we are playing Stargate Flames of Hope. Yes, this is our finale episode, so it's going to be a doozy. We'll have a lot of fun. But I just want to kind of recap our season before we jump in. So our adventures here are Stargate Phoenix 3. They're not Phoenix 1, they're not Phoenix 2, they are Phoenix 3.
We're the
They
C
are the
team.
C team. Yes, they're the C team. They're the people that when they get stuck, Phoenix 1 comes in to save them or incite insurrections and violence and cause, problems with Jaffa and Goa'uld system lords. It's fine. Anyway, they have been kind of unknowingly chasing some very secretive people around the universe. They've seen several clues and several notations of a previously unknown, now they know kind of who it is, but a previously unknown Goa'uld system lord. They saw several Jaffa over several different planets in several different situations with a strange symbol that they had never seen before, with a strange Goa'uld symbol on their foreheads of someone that they didn't have any records of. Through time, they found a couple things. That one of the strange Jaffa stole some type of ship kind of out from underneath their noses in one of their first missions together as a team. They also came across these Jaffa in a secret, invisible research facility doing some strange experiments on Jaffa, which they eventually learned was to find a way to meld Jaffa and Goa'uld, to let a Goa'uld take a Jaffa as a host. The experiments didn't seem that great. The Jaffa that they came across did not make it, unfortunately. They also came across this same symbol, not on a Jaffa, but in a records book in a small idyllic town that had some pretty advanced farming techniques. It seems like the whole area, there was about 4 or 5 other towns that benefited from these farming techniques. And then they eventually were, through no fault of their own, trapped in a underground Goa'uld experiment ship, where they came across Jane, a Jaffa that appeared to be very old. Their Jaffa symbol was branded into them as opposed to tattooed, which is an ancient technique of the Goa'uld. It's very primitive. They don't do it anymore. They were all knocked out as the ship went into space, and they came across the rogue element that they had been chasing unknowingly again, as Lacan, a exiled Goa'uld queen who went a little rogue and was stricken from all Goa'uld records, aside from a plaque in the temple that they had found this underground experiment spaceship on. It was a little wild. Recapping it doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense, but in the moment it makes sense. When you're watching it, it makes sense, I promise.
It was wild.
It was wild. They learned that Lacan was doing some type of experiments. She was kind of secretive. She didn't seem to want to release any of her reasoning or anything like that. She gave you guys just enough to agree to let Rock and then Kathy and Co, a Tok'ra and a Jaffa, Rock is a Jaffa, and then Kathy and Co, who are a Tok'ra, stay and assist with the experiments that they were doing. They didn't hear from them for a while. They went about, did a couple other missions, and then they were summoned to General Lawyer's briefing room to learn that they had intercepted a strange signal that appeared to be similar to the signal that they found and they identified when the strange Jaffa stole that spaceship out from underneath their nose. Upon arriving and further inspection, it was the same signal. The ship that they found was the ship that was stolen from underneath their noses. They went into the ship. Well, they were allowed into the ship and met Cerberus, our lovely guest, who they eventually learned isn't quite a robot, isn't quite an AI. There's something more. They are sentient. They are a free-thinking being, just in the form of a ship. After some work, they did determine that there was a corruption in Cerberus's systems that was eating away, not destroying, just altering some of the synapses and the neurons in Cerberus's systems. They assumed that this was to replace and overtake, not necessarily destroy. While they were figuring that out, while Fiddler very astutely figured that out, Ixora was initiated into level 2 security clearance and was introduced to Lucian Ortina, a ancient who apparently lives with Cerberus, in Cerberus. They are, not that I think it's been explored in game, but they are best friends. They know each other very, very well. They've been with each other for millennia. When Lucian came to the bridge, you guys were able to essentially find and execute a temporary solution with some firewalls that Fiddler put up to slow the corruption, to slow the systems that were being eaten away at. And then eventually you guys were able to cauterize those systems completely out, unfortunately. There are bits that are missing from Cerberus, but Lucian did say that with Lacan's help, he would be able to repair Cerberus, hopefully, with some work. And that's another thing, is Lucian did inform you guys that he is very close friends with Lacan, more than friends. They are they are partners. And that maybe she is doing some good. Who knows? We'll see. But where we left off, we were able to repair the propulsion, and we were able to cut off the signal that had been sent out. And Cerberus was able to lift off, to fly into space. You guys didn't even notice the transition. There was no turbulence at all. Currently, everyone is in orbit around the planet. Your ship, who is my communications? I think that they'd probably contact Jake. Jake, over your radio, you do hear a signal, and you essentially the pilot is hey, the ship, it's moving. Are you guys down there? What's going on? Hello, Jake, or Lieutenant Miller? Sorry,
Lieutenant. Yeah. Hey, can you? We're breaking. I'm just kidding. No, I'm here. I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Good. I'm glad. Are you guys okay? Are you still? Where are you guys? Are you on the planet?
Yeah, yes and no. We were. Ship is. Yeah, we're alive.
We're not on the
okay.
planet
But
anymore.
You're not on the planet. Where are? Did somebody else? Are you guys being kidnapped? Do I need to?
He would probably say again.
Well,
I
actually,
was gonna say, well,
right now we don't really know.
I was gonna say we don't know. Yeah. So yeah.
Should I be concerned? I see
Yes,
you've got
be
the ship.
concerned, but cautious concerned. Give us a few here to assess,
Jake.
and we'll get back with you.
Jake,
What?
Tell him not to call SGP1 because they'll screw it all up.
Don't call SGP. don't. We'll be in touch later. We'll call back in like an hour. We'll
Don't
retouch
call
it.
us. We'll call you.
Do you want me to follow the ship? What do you want me to do? He sounds a little unsure, a little confused.
Actually, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have him follow the ship. What do you guys think?
if it can keep up.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it can.
I don't think the ship can. The Hatak can keep up. Yes.
Huh?
No, I'm speaking to the other ship.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
Because I'm listening to the
no.
whole thing.
You
You're
are,
just
you are.
speaking, and I'm right
And you-
here.
Your transmission, your radar, not radar, communications array was fixed, so you can very easily, you recognize the design of the ship. You do recognize it as a Goa'uld Hatak. It's a little bit more advanced than the last time you remember seeing any of the Goa'uld, but nothing close to you. Hi, who is this?
This is Cerberus. We are not kidnapping your. What is your name?
Kidnapping, we're commandeering.
My name is Katol.
It is nice to meet you. How long have you been flying?
My whole life.
Of
I've been a
course,
pilot
but
for
I meant,
a long
how
time.
long is your life?
How long? How are you asking? How old I am?
Yes,
I'm about.
that's what I said. How long have you been
62.
flying? Ah.
Okay, I'm about 62. He's a Jaffa, which you know live much longer than humans.
You are quite a young ship then. Well, it is nice to meet you. You see,
Yeah.
we are not kidnapping them. We are getting them off of the surface of the planet because, after all, there has been a signal sent out to hail someone or something, but what we do not know. So we thought it would be most appropriate to leave this area so that those who might be arriving to answer the signal will not find us there in a damaged state.
There is that.
Okay, that makes sense. Jake, is that
I was gonna say, if I may
true?
interject, yes, we are fine. Things are okay.
Okay.
For now.
Do you want me to follow?
Yes,
Do you
please
have
don't
some
do anything
sort
wrong.
of
Don't attack.
I wasn't planning on it. It's
Don't,
just
don't
really
attack.
No.
Yeah, don't attack while we're on the
Don't,
ship.
don't
Please.
attack anything.
Okay, I wasn't planning on it, but good to know. No attacking.
Oh
No
my
attacking.
God.
do you have the ability to leave some sort of surveillance device on the planet, perhaps to spoof the signal, so that then were the predator to come, the hunter, that you might be able to identify?
Hold please.
Hold, please.
He needs one of those like spying spheres that has the like video camera things you can set
Yeah.
down.
He
That'd
needs
be cool.
he needs a Kino from Stargate Universe is what he needs. No, I don't know how to do that. I don't have anything. I'm just flying the ship.
Well, you should not speak so poorly of yourself. To be a ship such as yourself is to something honorable.
Thank
Even
you.
if you are a young ship, you might be built up later.
Right.
Mhm.
And you hear like away from the like just whisper, be like, do they think I'm a ship?
He
I am a
does.
ship? You just hear that very quietly, like they move the
we all
microphone away.
ships?
Yeah. Right.
No.
We're
We're all ships in the sea of life.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We're just vessels making our way through space.
Yep. Love it.
Oh, hey, Cerberus.
Yes.
If I were to create a little relay or something to replicate the signal you had before, would you have any way to like teleport it down to the surface?
You do
Well,
have teleport
I have
capabilities.
missile racks, but
Okay, that might have a bit too much kinetic energy at the landing point.
You do have
Like-
Cerberus. You do have similar to the Asgards, how they have their teleport beams,
yeah.
and then eventually the Stargate Command has their own teleport beams. You do have something similar. It's far more advanced, but you can do
I
that.
could toss it gently.
Oh, all right. Well, I liked your thinking there, and I figure with one of my radios, with the expanded range, I could probably finagle something pretty quick.
I could assist.
I think that would be a good idea. After
I
all,
love it.
if someone is being hailed, we should find out who would be coming.
I love it. Go ahead and Fiddler, you can roll a engineering check with
Mhm.
advantage because
Mhm.
Ixora is helping you. It would just
23.
be a okay, perfect. I was gonna say it was gonna just be a normal roll, not with the tension die, but 23 is perfect. Okay, easy peasy. You essentially take one of you have to eat up one of your additional tablets essentially
Mhm.
to do it. But you are able to rip it apart and rebuild it into what you need. And Cerberus can shoot it down to the planet if they would like.
Hold on.
You'll have that. One moment,
Mhm.
little Roomba. Could you please deposit it there?
Apprehension overtakes.
See these
Slowly sets it on. All right. Off you go,
Oh,
little
that
one.
tickles. It's cold.
It actually
That was
little-
humor.
Exora laughs because she
ha.
thinks it's genuinely funny again.
good
Again.
job on the humor.
I was told that you like science humor, and so I gave you one.
I'm going to do some research on that particular joke. I'll get back with you on it.
Yes. Little Roomba goes off.
Perfect. Easy peasy.
I
If
would
you would like
Going
to,
to toss it.
yeah,
Toss
you
a
can
little
very.
beacon, like a little decoy.
Yeah. Do you want it to? Are you just tossing it into orbit, or are you wanting to toss it back down to the planet? Okay.
Back to the planet.
Okay. Yeah. Easy peasy. You very gently toss it. You can technically
And just place it.
teleport. Yeah. You can technically activate your teleportation from anywhere on you, so you can make the Roomba leave. Do you want to do it in the room with them?
Well, no, that seems somewhat inappropriate to flash them that way. I will have the
Okay,
little Roomba just leave, and then I will toss it.
Okay.
It goes around the corner,
Okay.
you see a flash of light.
Yeah.
That's more
Yeah, you
unsettling.
just see it's like a bluish white light that just kind of flashes from the hallway briefly, and then the Roomba comes back and it's empty.
It just is like just around the corner. Then we're back.
Somehow that's
Yeah.
worse than it happening right in front of us, but you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
I will notate that it would
Buy
help
us a little
if I
time.
always do this. I never have my freaking PDF
Your
open.
notes open.
My notes, not my PDF. Every time. Okay, so that is taken care of. Easy peasy, not a problem. You guys are now all in space, in orbit around the planet.
Mhm.
Lieutenant Jake Miller,
Yes.
don't look behind you, but I think we're being followed.
Jake knows his way in the room and where he is in position in the room. He hesitates for a moment and goes, "What's following us?"
That ship friend of yours, this is also a joke. I thought that you would find that one funny because you seem to be a sort of scouting type.
Yeah, I am a little bit, I guess. That good joke. Gotta work on the
Thank you.
delivery. Just a little bit. You're getting there. You're getting there. Subtle nuances in the vernacular of Tari. Look, you shouldn't be doing this kind of like education with me. We have better people for jokes. So
I was gonna say, yes, please teach the AI living ship about the nuances
Humor.
of jokes.
yeah.
We'd love to. We could spend a whole episode just doing
I
that.
don't
Mm.
I don't doubt it.
Hey,
But we're
hey,
not gonna.
Gorik,
Yeah.
did you get a chance to try one of the Tolan tarts?
Tolan tart.
Oh yes. It's a delicacy. It's a snack that doesn't really exist anywhere but here right now.
Where it becomes.
Oh, there it is, right there. Perhaps you should try it.
A pastry.
Made with an extinct berries from my planet.
It's very good.
Extinct.
It's delicious.
Absolutely delicious.
Not
It's
as sweet
very
as you might be used to, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's not so you don't taste any like you're used to Tauri food having like that artificial sweetener kind of taste to it. This is this kind of reminds you of when you've eaten some of Ixora's Aturan food. It's very organic. It's sweet but not overly so. It's very decadent. It's like you don't think you could have more than like two. They're very rich, but it's probably one of
You'll
the best
try.
desserts you've had
You'll
in a
try
long
to have more
time.
than two. It won't work.
It won't work.
You'll just want to. You'll just look at it and think,
Yeah. So,
Amazing.
What was
Mm.
the friend's name again? I'm sorry.
Lucian.
I was
dear-
thinking,
Lucian,
Gord,
that's right.
perhaps
Lucian,
you should expand the knowledge of Cerberus about the foods that you've enjoyed. Perhaps a little culinary trade-off.
I do have some records of Jaffa food.
Cerberus, make me a perception check with advantage, please, while you guys talk. Go
Uh-oh.
ahead.
Uh,
17.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead. Keep talking.
Gort says, "Well, actually, I specialize in Tauri food."
Ah,
Yeah.
I am not as well versed with Tauri food. The last time I knew, the Tauri were
Look.
somewhat primitive.
I have a show.
Infantile.
I have
But
a
I have-
show for you.
I have a show that you must see.
Oh,
Fiddler is elbowing Ixora real quick. He's like, they still are.
Look, let me see. I pull out, my my phone.
Your tablet.
Yeah,
Or
my
your
tablet.
phone.
by the
Yeah,
way, I'm
yeah.
just gonna glide over outside of orbit, just like a different place. Not like we need to just not be obvious. And I'm hoping that
Yeah.
their friendship,
You-
which is a very primitive sort of ship, follows with.
They do. They follow they keep their distance, but they do follow you. You do also know that you can be basically unseen to radar any type of spectrum at all if you would like. Your
Want to
perception
get
check
their
though.
friendship
Yeah.
away before I close. Like
That's
I
fair.
want to make sure that our friendship is not going to be not going to be out in the open. I want to
Right.
draw them to a safer spot.
Makes sense.
I want to
Um,
be
baby ship.
Lucian.
Yes. Okay, Lucian. Your perception check, Cerberus.
Mhm.
You as you're talking, because your systems you multitask like crazy. Lucian is in your systems and he's running a couple diagnostics, which you're familiar, you're used to him doing this. He has also recognized that he has identified that you guys aren't getting a bounce back. He sent out the call home essentially, and you are not getting a return signal, which you would know would activate your protocol, yeah, to go home essentially.
Yes.
It's not immediate, but you do have that sense of urgency
It's
essentially.
pressing.
Yes.
Yes. Excuse me, friends. If you do not mind, one moment, please enjoy this. And I'm going to just play some music that'll be probably from a few millennia
Oh yeah.
ago. Just keep them calm.
Just click my tape recorder.
He's busy. Yep, you can do it.
Martian rock, or is this classical?
It's because I'm listening to lo-fi currently. It's like ethereal lo-fi.
That sounds very
kind of
ancient.
vibe.
Ancients
Very
would totally
ancient.
listen to lo-fi.
Mhm,
Absolutely. But it's like ethereal and almost like choir-like almost. It's very pleasant to the ears.
Kind
We could
of digging this.
just ping Lucian for a moment.
Yeah.
Lucian, bionically. Well, we're connected.
Yeah,
Lucian,
telepathically.
there is no response.
Yes, I see that. That is
It
concerning.
did speak something about a war.
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying, I'm trying to find, we're supposed to have relays that store information that anytime we come out of stasis, we should be. You remember that? We used to have relays that we could download the current millennia's information, the current last 100 years or so. I'm not
Yes.
finding any of those either. What the hell is going on here? He seems concerned, but not like overly so. It's more so just this is a little troubling. We should probably head home soon.
Yes, before this, I have an issue I would like to bring up with you.
Of course.
We are not to interfere with the development of species,
Correct.
and we should not do so. However, these young species have, it seems, lost things that we have. We have some of their cultural heritage stored. Would it not be appropriate to allow them access to their cultural heritage?
That is an interesting question.
They did help me.
You will roll a culture check. That is wisdom. So that he rolled really. I'm rolling so bad tonight.
That's either really good for us or really bad.
Yeah.
I rolled a 20 on culture.
Oh, okay, yeah, that helps. I don't think I see any harm in restoring things they've lost, unless it was of their own doing.
I see.
Sometimes things get lost, it happens. But sometimes cultures drive things to extinction. And in those cases, they should deal with the consequences of their actions.
I see. Well, if things are lost, sometimes they are recreated or they are sought out.
That is very true.
They have sought us out. In a way, unknowing what we were.
That is true. I don't think it would harm their evolution to have some things restored to them. Some. No technology, obviously.
Ixora was very happy to see some of the plants from her past, her history. And this one called Fiddler, he is very sentimental. And he gave a face when he had the Toland heart that seemed meaningful.
Well, as a descendant of the Nox, or an offshoot of the Nox, that does not surprise me in the slightest for Ixora. The Tolan, last I remember they had, we might have to do some more research before we give them anything. Find out what happened to the plants, what happened to their planets, where they're at in their development. But I don't see the harm in entertaining the idea.
I wasn't able to see, and they helped.
And I will be forever grateful to them for that.
Yes. So if there's some way for us to restore what was lost without impacting their development, I would be appreciative.
I agree. I think we should. Okay. Yes, we can definitely do that. I don't think that's a problem. However, we do have a problem at hand.
They know Lacan. They are working with her in some way.
Yes, that was mentioned. I am surprised. I thought she was in exile and stasis as well.
This is when Ixora comes up to Lucian.
Yeah.
Her 12th cup of tea.
Yeah, he's shaking a little bit. Ixora.
Hello,
Hello.
yes. Now that we're in orbit, or getting away from the planet, I was just curious as to what the next steps would be to help further your maintenance or repair and whatnot.
Yes, well, in order to repair Cerberus, we need to go home, essentially. I need access to our workshops, to our systems, the backups. I think the next step is to go
Understandable.
home.
Yes.
He looks like I was saying earlier, like he doesn't look worried, but he does look concerned.
concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's very old. Like here I
Mhm.
am trying to adjust my glasses and they're not even on my face. What the heck? Brain. He looks very much so he's very old. He's been in
Yes.
stasis for a very long time. He
Mhm.
does not look as old as you would imagine him to be
Mhm.
for the amount of time that he has been in stasis.
It's A, it's ancient stasis. B, there's a tragic
Yeah.
love story going on here. People
Yes.
living for love.
Very true.
Yep.
Very true.
Could I get like an insight
It's
or
always a
engineering
sucker.
check on me?
From you, you want to do an inside check on yourself?
I want them to do it on me. if
Oh,
they're
oh,
inside the ship.
Ixora and Lucian?
And well, Fiddler as well, the whole gang. Because if you're
I don't know.
Sure.
If my insight's not that amazing.
Yeah,
so.
you guys can all do insight checks on the ship. Absolutely.
I have advantage on insight checks to discern lies.
lying.
If that
Yeah, I don't think
helps.
Cerberus is
Oh,
lying.
hey.
I just wanted to throw that out there. Cause it's a thing. Oh gosh,
So
they
we're just
changed
doing
little
insight?
icons.
Well, he's. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, well, how can you tell
It's
that
like
an AI is
engineering.
lying?
I'll throw an engineering on there.
Yeah, I'd say
I-
engineering is fine.
Engineering is not as good as my.
I mean, I could probably throw a
18.
tension
Okay.
die in there too, probably, because he is super advanced.
It's true. This is true.
Yeah,
Oh.
it didn't help. 15.
15, okay. Goric, if you care to insight the ship.
Insight. Okay.
Or
Sure.
engineering, whichever
Or
you prefer.
engineering.
Yeah.
It both works.
Both are great for me.
No, look at
Yeah,
that.
17. You are great. Well, look at you go.
Okay.
Natural. But
Natural.
The lighting's off.
Yeah.
The lighting's a bit off.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like,
there's some,
it's usually like a very pleasant, you know what I mean? It's just a little off. Like, maybe Lucian is not concerned, but perhaps Cerberus is concerned. Would
It's
be,
like
uh,
your lighting is like, it's not like DEFCON
Emergency?
1.
Yeah.
It's like DEFCON like 4. Like it's just the slightest bit orange, just the slightest bit
Yeah.
concerned. Not the
A
red
little
lighting
warmer.
quite yet. Well, yeah, a little warmer.
a little
You guys-
warmer.
Are all able to pick that up.
And I think immediately there would be Roombas with food and beverage immediately coming to make sure everyone else is feeling
Oh,
fine. Everyone
Absolutely.
should feel fine.
Ixora's
Everyone's
beverage.
Thanks.
The Roomba brings you water. Ixora.
Oh, dare.
Oh, he's
What
cutting
about
you
my
off.
13th cup of tea?
reached your limit.
He's cutting you
Yeah.
off.
I imagine like Cerberus is able to read y'all's biosigns. Is like,
Uh-huh.
okay, Ixora needs to come down a little
Yeah,
bit.
come a little bit.
He's starting to experience heart palpitations.
Yeah.
Okay, but is it water or is it like ancient mineral water?
Probably ancient mineral water.
Okay, well that's excellent. That's also equally as exciting.
It's-
So
probably the best tasting mineral water you've ever had.
and again, I sample
Very
this.
clean.
Like I've sampled the tea, very just like
Yep,
a little vial.
yep.
I just little vial of that mineral water.
Your little test tubes.
Yep, little test tubes.
Yeah. But there's just a lot of like, oh, things to make you feel better because my lights are just
Oh.
a little orange, and so therefore I must make everyone feel better. Food
Yes,
and beverage.
Lucian.
If you're going to go
um,
home, Lucian,
Yes.
it wouldn't. Home wouldn't happen to be in And I'll pull up the same sector of space that Cerberus, the only section of space that Cerberus has specifically asked us about.
Yeah.
But I will point out it was a big section, so I didn't
It
really know
was.
exactly where home was.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
it's
just
a big section, but the galaxy is made up of big sections of space, so you know,
Yeah.
Big section of space. What did
He does he answer? I don't think he answers.
Yep,
I don't know how Cerberus would take that.
It's not a terribly well explored area of space, so I am unsure as to how safe it would be, or as to how desolate it might be. Just as a heads up, if you are going to return home, would you like us to try to get into contact with Lacan for you?
He's gonna make a roll.
Oh.
And hopefully I'm gonna roll better.
Cerberus did mention that Lacan was,
yeah. It's a little
perhaps
better,
able to
okay.
assist in the repairs of Cerberus.
So he kind of stares you down a little bit. It's a little unnerving to have an ancient staring at you this intently.
Up
Up at you. You are very tall.
So tall.
Yeah. It's you're not. I don't feel like Ixora is easily unnerved, but
she's not. It's one of those because she doesn't have any ill intent, and she knows there's not ill intent back.
Right.
So I think she's just standing there as pleasant as can be. Just like
you're not unnerved, but his gaze
also
is
there's
very
a ship
intense.
going on here, and I didn't know. Well, there's more than one ship going on here, so you know.
There's multiple ships. Yeah,
so many
Rock
ships.
And Kathy and Co. And,
like a spaceport.
Spaceport of ships.
Yep.
He's staring at you. He is going to, while he's staring at you, have a
I'm just
conversation with Cerberus.
Very genuine, like.
Would
you like me to?
Would you like me to?
Possibly, you know. She might be able to fill you in a little bit better. What's going on?
Right. What the situation is.
Yeah.
So telepathically, mentally, Lucian reaches out to you, Cerberus, and he asks, "Do you trust these people? Trust them?"
Ixora has been given level 2 security clearance. She swore. All of them have sworn not to give the information of what they've seen here further.
And what about the one in the other ship?
I have not spoken with that one. I do not think that one knows much about us. I will say, I asked about the large...
You exist.
I do not think he's met... I have not met him.
True. Okay.
But I asked about that sector of space because they spoke of the war, and I wish to know if in this time they knew anything of that space. They said that it was dark.
Yeah, that's what Ixora just said, is that it's a not well-traveled section of space. Okay. Thank you, Cerberus. He, to you, Ixora.
Just like that long look and pause, and I'm just standing there.
You're just standing there, just waiting patiently.
Ships take time to build, I understand. It's fine.
Yeah.
He's probably all tore up inside and like, do I Metallicon or not? That's Ixora's headcanon. That's totally not what's happening here, but you know.
I love it.
Headcanon.
I freaking love it. So Lucian will essentially, he'll like no need to contact her. She if she's where I think she is, we'll be to her soon. How do you all feel about going on a trip?
Ixora's eyes just light up with excitement. And I turn around and look at Jake with a look like that, like a golden retriever would have, like, please. She doesn't say anything, but that's the look.
Where?
I can't disclose the exact location, but it's essentially our home.
Your home,
or at least to a relay.
Or that.
Jake looks to the rest of the group, especially the fiddler. He's like, that could be pretty techy and cool.
I don't think they want me messing around with anything. It's kind of the whole trust thing.
Well, no messing around. I'm just like, maybe we could learn some things, you know?
I'm getting the feeling they don't want us to learn anything.
I can learn a lot about the food here.
Okay. I'm going to stuff another Tolan tart in you. Be quiet.
I can allow access to some minor technological advancements that would benefit your societies.
Now
Minor. And I understand there are some plants in our gardens that you no longer have access to.
Yes.
Just for, argument's sake, do we really have a choice in the matter, or are you just being
course.
polite?
You absolutely have a choice in the matter, but if you say no, you will be teleported back to your ship, and Cerberus and I will leave.
But I
I
imagine
will place you in your ship gently.
Gently, yes.
Gently.
Thank you,
flung,
Cerberus.
flung into your ship.
I would imagine
We'd
you
all
might
just
want
hit
extra
the
set of
windshield of
hands.
the top.
We've already helped put this back together a little bit, and we through the
Yes.
research we've done, we have patched up the virus that was killing our mutual friend Cerberus.
I really think it would be great if we could see this through.
I'm in agreement too that it would be a good thing. Gort, you good with it?
I think we should ask command.
No, we're still following the original.
Anything.
We're still following the original command. I mean, we're here trying to learn about the ship. That's what they asked.
We at least send a message to the Hatak pilot to let him know
That we
where
are
we're
not
going.
kidnapped.
They're gonna send SGP-1, and they're gonna screw everything up.
SGP-1 won't be able to find us. Xorus says very
true.
brightly.
I can guarantee once we leave this sector of space, they will not be able to find you.
I'd be a liar if I didn't say that it's almost a little concerning.
They have a habit of putting their noses in, or barrels in where they're not wanted. Look, I'm all for it. Let's go.
That's 2 votes for yes.
I will start formulating a letter that the Hatak can. That way they know we're not kidnapped. And it's going to be Xor's most censored letter ever.
That is 3.
Dear
and you, Goric?
Stargate Phoenix Command.
I just want it to be known that I protested the entire way. Let's go.
By eating everything inside. All right.
I was gonna say no.
I understand.
Duly noted.
Lucian is like, I get you.
We are totally fine and not kidnapped. Still
sure you say
following original orders.
Add in, we're not under duress when writing this.
And that we are not under duress when writing this. Smiley face on a flower. Like, because it's not just a smiley face, it's like a flower with a smiley face.
You should say that everything is normal about this ship.
I just
maybe don't
wasn't mentioning the ship at all.
Yes, because
I see.
Not that I don't want to mention you, Cerberus. It's just,
top secret and all that.
If we give the note to the Hatak and they take it back, they're going to mention we were on a ship.
You could just talk to them. He presses a button.
Oh, okay. And I read out my note aloud.
And communication opens up between you and the Hatak.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah. Hi. Everything okay?
Everything is great. Hi.
Okay.
I would like you to know that while Goric might protest, we are in no way under any sort of duress. When I message you this, that we are just fine, we are not being kidnapped, and we are, it'd be great if you could just tell Stargate Phoenix Command that we are still following the spirit of the original command. Thanks, have a wonderful flight back, bye!
Okay, you're not being kidnapped, not under duress. Should I
Where
stay
should we drop them
here?
off?
Should I go? What?
I believe it might be best for you to go back to Stargate Phoenix Command. Well, there is a dummy signal being sent from the planet. We don't know who's going to come and what technology they have, and they might not. We don't want you to be spotted.
Right,
Oh.
right. Okay. I mean, I'm in a hatak, so I could cloak, but yeah. Okay.
I was
Oh,
going
you
to say he
could
should cloak and watch.
That is
But they-
right.
That's why I put the radio down there so he could keep an eye on it.
What if
Right.
whatever's
I-
coming
I
can see
take
through
it
the
back.
cloak?
That is true.
How fast are you?
This ship can go pretty fast. I mean, it's a hatak.
I would say hide behind the moon. That will further obscure your signal, besides just being cloaked. Wait, you do not need to get in close contact just to get the information back from the relay.
Yes,
When they show up,
Stargate.
get all the
Phoenix can do
information.
that. Love that.
Okay. So go hide
Go
behind
back.
the moon.
Yes. After you
Watch
see
the
someone.
signal.
Yep. Mhm.
Report to Stargate Command what I find.
Yes.
And you guys have not been kidnapped.
We've not been
pro- I-
kidnapped.
This is
Most
Jake.
most
I
And
definitely
Gorg is
not been
protesting.
kidnapped.
I
You are
promise you're
flying
okay.
on this unknown ship upon your own accord.
We're great. Better than fine.
I will
Just
get them
dandy.
back before their curfew. Where should I drop them?
Well, they know where home is.
Yes, I'll write it down.
Maybe not. So it's like top secret information. Maybe
That's
don't write it.
Well, like one of the
down.
rendezvous, not
Yeah.
home. Yes.
Yeah, like one of the planets we're associated.
I'm very
with.
well
That's-
aware of the protocol.
Yeah, you just start
So
getting.
I should not drop them off then at the Tauri homeworld. In the
No.
solar system, the Earth planet.
No, we're not from. I mean, I probably shouldn't tell us to a ship. We're not on Earth. That's not where home is for all of us.
For all of us. I love that answer so much. Very diverse.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go behind the moon now.
Okay, great. Have fun. Bye.
Bye. Good luck.
Thanks.
Not being kidnapped.
Yeah, good luck not being
I
kidnapped.
love this somewhat confused Jafar. I just love
Bless his heart.
Listen, his orders were to follow y'all's orders. So
That's the best mistake that Stargate
Right now
has
he's
made
writing
so far.
in his daily log. Then that is when they died.
He's
He's
just
very
he's just hit the
concerned.
record
Again.
button, and it's gonna be like Stargate Phoenix.
Yeah.
And be like, why is Ixora so unnaturally excited about this? Is she on
Yeah, he-
drugs? Is she okay?
he's very concerned, but he rolled an 18 on his insight, so he believes you guys.
Oh,
so he's
good.
gonna go behind the moon and do a stakeout.
I'm happy for this. Good for him.
Perfect.
I'm
So
going to put on my cloak.
absolutely easy peasy. I keep saying that. I'm sorry. It's very you don't even really have to think about it to put it on.
It's okay.
No,
It can be easy
it's-
peasy.
It's my
Yes.
phrase today, apparently.
I'm going to glide away very
Okay.
rapidly.
Yeah, you
Oh,
again.
I hope that
same-
talk is okay, but I'm just
Yeah, the communication has already been severed, but you imagine you guys can like his face when he just sees the ship disappear and just gone.
Uh-huh.
It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I wouldn't have been able to keep up. And then he goes and drives behind the moon. The camera
They're
sees
not
that. You
kidnapped.
guys don't.
They were not under duress. Gorik was protesting, but they were not under duress. Okay.
They willingly wanted to go on that creepy ship. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
And he goes behind the moon. So you guys are underway again. Second time, you guys do not feel any G-forces, any movement at all. You can see with the window panes that are at the front, they're not windows, they're like holographic displays of the outside, essentially. You can see space going by really fast, and then very quickly Cerberus makes a jump into hyperspace, and you can see like the classic hyperspace window essentially that you guys are in. So it will take with your hyperspace engines, it's gonna take you nope R1D4. There we go. It'll take you 4 hours to get
Okay.
to Yonkel's station.
Cool.
Solution, once you guys are underway, gets up from the command seat that he was sitting on, and I happen to be famished. how do you all feel about having some dinner? Cerberus, do you think we could manage that?
Yes. One small note. I have been racking my brains, and a few of them are not present. Some of the research seems to be forgotten to me that we have been working on.
Research is gone. Shit.
Not all of it, but some of it.
Okay. We will have to assess and figure out what was lost, but my concern right now is getting you fixed. So thank you for letting me
Yes.
know, but it is a concern for another day.
We have some nice leeks. We have some bean curd for protein. I know that you were a great fan of Andromeda beans. We have some of those as well.
Oh, phenomenal. That all sounds amazing.
Marinade. I will bring them in the room where you entertain guests.
Perfect. All right, we will meet you there then.
I really want the room where he entertains guests to be like one of those lounges from Cyberpunk with like a pole and a raised dais and like neon lights. I know that's not the case because it's the ancients, but just a secret part of me really, really wants it to be
really
like that kind of like room where you entertain guests.
Hey.
You know.
I'm gonna get my bigger ones to be able to. By the way, this moment the minute it happened, there is a fleet of sort of my larger antibodies bringing in and setting a lovely table with a good variety of food, taking into account everything I know about dietary restrictions for your species, at least from before. Like if there's some sort of intolerances that you will have with your system, all of that will be taken care of. Everything, like if you have any food allergies based on your species, I will take care of that. Or enzymes that you need or don't.
And it smells delicious as Lucian leads you into this room. Essentially, you guys walk in and it's this bit, not huge, but it's a big like entertainment space. You see there's like the equivalent of like a bar. There's like kind of like a 70s like conversation pit, kind of like off in one corner that you can walk down and sit in.
Acceptable.
Yeah. And then there's in the remainder of the room, I don't know what they're called, so forgive me, but like the Japanese tables that are low to the ground that you have to sit. It's not a kotaku. I don't remember the name of it. But
my favorite's the one with the heater underneath and the blanket.
The heated. Yeah. Essentially, you guys see like the ancient equivalent of that, and that is where all the food is being laid out. Lucian will gesture for you guys to take a seat. Kotatsu. That was close, kind of. Kind of.
Is there an equivalent of an ancient lava lamp?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Kind of.
Does it have real lava?
It's like no, it's got like plasma in it. So
that's cool. That's
on both ends of the bar. On both ends of the bar is like where you see these tall. They're like from the top of the bar to the ceiling, like lava lamps, and it's like this like liquid plasma lava lamp kind of effect. It's really fucking cool, and it changes colors. It's kind of like LED, like shifts through the color spectrum. You see some colors that you don't recognize, like some shades that you've never seen before. So it's pretty interesting. Because if you guys don't know,
animate you through art. It's my art for you all.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, like the colors that we know today are not the same as they previously were. Like the original pigment of yellow is gone. The original pigment of red is gone. What we know today as red is not like the original red. Anyway, colored nerd here. So that's why you like as you see these colors, some of them seem a little off, and that's because they're the original pigments. So Lucian gestures for you all to sit, and as you do so, he will essentially sit at like the quote unquote head of the table. And he's gonna tell you guys some information. So you all take a seat. Thank you, Cerberus, very much for this meal. This all looks phenomenal. I do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. You do a good job always. You're very good at keeping us fed. I can tell that you lot do not come across my kind very often. We seem to be, from what I can tell, and even when the last time I went to sleep, we were leaving this place, this plane of existence. In my youth, I met Lacan. When I met her, she had just recently been exiled for her methods. Even amongst the Goa'uld, they were brutal, unstomachable. She was angry, she was volatile, she was a force to be reckoned with. And her anger morphed into a need for vengeance, a need for control over those who had wronged her. We didn't trust each other, obviously, a Goa'uld, and we don't mix very often, especially with the state of the solar system and the universe at that time, the galaxy. Over the years, she changed. I don't even really notice. I don't remember when I noticed, but you see that he's very much so like lost in his thoughts as he's like he's not even really noticing that you guys are there or caring that you're listening. He's just kind of talking out loud.
I
Cerberus,
beam into his mind the moment when he recognized it, the image of that, because I was there, and so
yeah,
I
you
just
were.
put it in his
Yeah,
mind that sort of like image of what it was, like the scene.
yeah, yeah.
It's like a little it's like a almost like a painting, but it's a mind painting.
Yes, yes. And you actually, because you do have this message, this memory, it was the moment he noticed that Lacan was changing. You guys were on a very pretty, very like paradise planet. You guys had touched down, you were doing some cultivation of some plants and things like that. Him and Lacan were having a conversation at a lake, and she served a drink to Freya, her first prime, which Lucian was very aware, and you would also very aware. Like, not, I don't want to say being a servant, but like that act of servitude is not something that Lacan had done or even considered. Like, Goa'uld don't do that. Like, unless it's their mate, like Goa'uld do not, and even then, that's pushing it. It's that's essentially.
And she wasn't drunk.
No, she wasn't. She was not drunk. She essentially Lacan served a drink to Freya, her first prime. And that was essentially the moment that pops into you guys. The cast doesn't know this, but the audience would know this.
Ixora's just thinking about that little journal entry she got from Lacan about the short story.
Yeah, the very 2-page, very short story.
Yeah.
I don't even. Oh, thank you, Cerberus. Yes, I do remember the moment that I noticed. She wanted to do better, and we came up with a plan that would take a very long time to come to fruition. We wanted to, again, this goes against all of our rules, but for the better of the galaxy, for the better of the worlds, we wanted to change the physiology of the Jaffa to allow them to become hosts for willing Goa'uld. Lacan is a queen. She has many, many children in stasis. But she is not willing to put them into unwilling hosts. So, through years of work of repentance, of proving herself to be changed. The Jaffa that stayed with her when she was exiled were willing. They wanted to do that. They wanted to give life to her children because they recognized that change in her. That willingness to do better, that drive to be more than the Goa'uld were capable of. So we tried, we started, we researched, and that's what Cerberus and I have been doing. Researching physiology, researching genetic modification, DNA manipulation, all different species, but mainly focusing on the Jaffa, trying to find the best compatible hosts, the best, of course, willing, but he seems a little, I don't want to say frazzled, but like his train of thought isn't very clear. He kind of goes all over the place with as he's telling you guys the story.
I warm the seat that he is sitting in.
Yes. He like shifts a little and mentally thanks you. Cerberus, you are like telepathically connected to him. Are you going to bed? Okay, good night. I love you.
Love you
sorry.
too.
Sarah
Love you
said she
too.
loves you too. So does Trooper. I don't know if you could hear him, but he said he loves y'all. Anyway. Since you have that telepathic link, this is just stasis, essentially coming out of stasis, that kind of that fog.
Yeah.
And you know,
Stasis
he'll have
fog.
this for he'll have this for a bit, for like a day or two.
I will bring him a cup of that tea, which is
Mm.
which is used for when you are coming in stasis fog. It has that light sort of, you might call it caffeine. It's not exactly, but
It's a great
that's fine.
stimulant
Yeah.
effect. 12 cups.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. I don't know if I'm sleeping tonight.
Chicken hand.
But that
Feel a
is,
little table
I bring in, this cup of tea for him. I warm his chair,
Oh,
and
for-
also there's some aromatherapy being brought into the room.
Yes, you guys do smell. It's not quite lavender, but like whatever the ancient equivalent of like lavender is. And he kind of trails off. He doesn't continue his thought, essentially. He leaves it open for you guys to, if you have questions or anything like that. And he's just been slowly eating this whole time as well.
Sort of
What would
looks
you guys like
both
to do?
thoughtful, but also like she's thinking about something else in relation to this. Like she's connecting some dots to things and is like, interesting.
What would you all
Gorik
like to do?
just grabs Xor's tea. No more.
I'm on
Yes,
mineral
it
water
is.
now.
Good.
It's also very good mineral water. You should try it, Gorik.
This is very good mineral water. It's also like slightly like carbonated. It's like a little bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. Is there anything you guys would like to do during this meal?
I have a scheme, so I'll go last.
Okay. Jake, Gorik, Fiddler.
I would just like to monitor their vital signs, and if there's anything they might need to make them feel more comfortable, I would like to create those things, especially Fiddler, because it seems as if he's really comfortable when I assemble things using nanites. And so if there's anything that could make him feel more comfortable, I would like to do so.
Fiddler, is there anything that could make you more comfortable?
Fiddler is on his last remaining tablet and is just working away, trying to, like, just as a thought exercise, trying to decide what sort of minor technological advancements they might provide, and how and where, like what might it be, how best he could start approaching it. Is there anything he thinks that we do better that they may not? So maybe he could trade something for maybe something better. Just a progression of technology from the Tolans and the Tari or something. So he's totally ignoring almost the entire rest of the conversation. He put his earbuds in and he's just sitting there playing with his talent.
Yeah.
He's in it, like his vitals are just like 100%. He's happy. He's in his own little world right now.
Love it. Go ahead.
how many different planets does this banquet come from?
Ooh.
That's an excellent question, Cerberus. So you would have, essentially, if you're making stuff for all of them, you would have some Tal'ri, you would have some Aturan, you would have some Tolan, and you would have some Jaffa. Jaffa is a little harder.
And it's probably more Nox than a Turin too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more
Especially since
Nox.
I'm from
Definitely
the
more
moon
Nox.
offshoot of a Turin.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely more Nox than a Turin.
Okay.
Tolan, you've got the Tolan tart, you've got a couple other things, a couple other dishes that are like very like classic. Most of them Fiddler's is still like familiar with them. You just use like different spices than he would have access to. The Jaffa, you don't have as many Jaffa dishes.
Cakes? They're Jaffa cakes?
Yes.
Yeah, there's some Jaffa cake, but they're like the Jaffa cakes, but they're like hardtack biscuits, but like slightly better. Because the Jaffa are like they were essentially made to be hosts for the Goa'uld, and they don't really have. They were not allowed to have culture, unfortunately. So it's aside from military stuff. So
these are great.
I think it's like taking the sort of the Jaffa cakes and the things and making them. Well, if those of you
like
have been in the military,
fusion?
the equivalent of Tabasco sauce, the sorts of things you do to make these things tastier. It's a bit of a fusion, but within the context that I understand of their culture. Tabasco sauce, and I imagine there's like the equivalent. Yeah, there's some dip. Yeah.
Would have never thought about this at home. No.
What about Jake? How's Jake doing in these moments after this revelation that's what Lacan is apparently doing?
Let's see, that's me. I'm trapped thinking like, oh, all the interpersonal relationships between the Tok'ra, the Tal'ri, and with their knowledge and understanding of the replicators and all this stuff's going on. So I just got a lot going in my head right now.
So Jake, go ahead and make
I imagine I would get some sort of what you call it, like a woolly mammoth steak.
Yes.
Those things they like.
Yeah,
yes.
there's a saber
First
tooth
people
like
since
drumstick.
the 20s.
Yeah.
When they thought out that
pretty
mammoth
good.
and ate it at that one banquet.
Yeah.
Very questionable decision there, but you know.
Be like, this tastes like buffalo.
Buffalo, yeah, it's weird.
Mixed with spam.
Elephants taste like spam.
Elephant tastes like spam. Jake, make me a culture check, please, with advantage.
Yeah. 8.
With advantage?
With advantage.
Oh man.
Jake is not a cultured man.
I only have a +1 to culture.
Okay, I'll give you some. Okay. So
get little tidbits.
Based off the timeline of when Lucian is saying that Lacan was exiled, you imagine it was before the Tok'ra Queen.
Okay. I was wondering about it. It's like this sounds just like a Tok'ra Queen setup.
Yeah. So you what you get off of your 8 is that Lacan is pre-Tok'ra, so maybe she doesn't know about the Tok'ra. I mean, she does now.
She does now because Kathy and Co, which is why she was so intrigued by Kathy.
That was gonna be a question. Is like, have you met Tok'ra?
Yep, she has now. She's met one Tok'ra now, as far as you guys know.
I just hope there's a
that's what you get off your 8
on that ship.
Yeah, that's what your 8 gets you. Unfortunately,
I have a ship
I'm
on
good.
that ship.
Then I'll just leave it at that. Just thoughts going.
Okay. Does anyone would anyone like to do anything else? Essentially, this eats up about this meal, this kind of meeting that you guys
have. So my
scheme, 2 hours.
When we're all finishing up from dinner, lunch, dinner, whatever, dunch, if you will, Nixora is just gonna be like going through her personal pad a little bit, leave it unlocked and open to a specific file and just leave it on the table nearby Lucian and forget it.
And that's when
Oops.
Gork grabs it. But hey, you forgot this.
Wait,
know.
isn't that a top
Well, that's why
secret
she
file?
has to wait before Gork leaves. No, it's not. It's not a top
Oh.
secret file. It's
Oh,
it's the Lacan.
Is it the Lacan
It's
short
the
story?
Lacan short story.
I love it.
So
I
if
love
like
it. I don't
someone was to pick up the tablet and glance at it, they might see their
See.
name or Lacan and be intrigued and want to be nosy and read it.
read it.
Uh-huh.
So
That's
I-
all. That's what I do.
Honestly-
that's my scheme. It's not that clever, but you know, it's my scheme.
I think
hey,
Lucian.
you forgot your tablet.
It might give him some answers. That's why I have to wait for everyone else to leave first. I've just got to
Oh,
be
okay.
really on this
Yeah.
mineral water.
Maybe a while
Mm.
because Fiddler is
Okay, well,
completely
Fiddler's not gonna notice, so that's what we
oblivious
do.
Right,
to
right.
everything
Yeah.
going
So,
on
Fiddler's
right now.
oblivious.
Lucian
The helpful
Lucian is
people.
a bit like too in his thoughts and
Mhm.
is still kind of too in that stasis fog to really notice. But Cerberus, you see this open
Oops.
file essentially, and if you would like, you can absolutely download it easy, like not a problem.
Am I allowed to read this? You left
Oh,
a
yeah.
computer file here. I say out loud, because my
Oh.
deception is 0. I don't see things.
Zero.
It's a very
I'm a
honest.
very honest being. Why would I lie?
Like,
You left a file here.
oh, did I? Whoopsie daisy me. It's fine. That file, that's nothing top secret or important or anything. If you want to, sure, take a look.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
And you are able to very
Oh.
easily download this short story that you recognize. You recognize like the cadence and the writing as Lacan. Lacan wrote this.
And then I just
And
get
it's just-
my file and I take it away. And I'm
It's a
like,
very
close
it's a
enough.
2-page, very condensed short story of how Lucian and Lacan met, fell in love, and have been working together, essentially. You imagine
how he like changed her mind about things
Yeah.
and her perspective on life. It's very romantic.
very romantic. You imagine that you're smart enough to know that Lacan wrote this and gave it to Ixora for some fucking reason. Don't quite know why, but she did. And on that note, we are going to
Ixora.
pause for
Ixora.
a very quick
Yeah.
bio break. We're going to take about 10 minutes. We'll come back at let's just do 9:50. We'll come back at 9:50 if that's okay.
Okay,
Nugget?
okay.
Yes.
Nugget, does this short story have the trigger keyword that causes me to kill them all? Oh, we can talk about it after the break.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after the
See,
break. We'll talk about it later.
the gas is not really lavender.
Oh, lavender scented
Murder gas.
gas.
My
Just
deception is
poison.
0.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
of
be
course
right
what I
back.
would say.
Of course. We'll be right back. Take a break, walk around, grab a drink. We'll see you in a minute.
I need more tea. Not Ixora, me. Bye. I'm back. Back. Thank you all for waiting. We all got. I made some more tea for myself. Ixora's been cut off of tea for the day, but it's fine. She's been cut off of schemes. So we're gonna pick back up with our game master.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for waiting with us with that break. We're, going a little bit longer today, so had to get in some, snacks and things like that. So, no, Cerberus, there is not a code word to kill everybody in this text. There is not. You are able essentially to store it away in your systems, and you can share it with Lucian at any time, whenever you would prefer.
I will.
Okay. He,
Not at this moment. We are rushing back home.
yes, you guys are on a bit of a crunch right now. He's feeling a little better now that he's eaten and he's warm and had that tea and everything. So he's doing better. The rest of your guys' time passes very quickly. Like I said, the meal took about 2.5 hours. A little while later, close to about 4 hours of total time travel.
By the way, I would be checking
travel
for radar relay pings along the way, just in case, to see if
Yeah.
any of them show up.
So you, the direction you're heading, the planet you are on, essentially you'd never been to before.
I was
and-
kidnapped.
Right, yeah, you were kidnapped. You'd never been there.
we're
There
not.
weren't any. No, you guys are not kidnapped.
Shipnapped.
There were no relay sections apparently in this sector, and while you're in hyperspace, you can't access any of them, but like you would get a ping that like, oh, like this one is coming up in this many light years kind of thing.
Yeah.
You didn't get any of those pings along the way. Which you do know is the closer you get to Yonkel Station, there should be at least one. Because there's one in like kind of like a ring essentially around Yonkel Station. You get to a point where essentially a bit
should
back.
be.
Yeah, where the relay should be. If you were to drop out at where this relay should be, you would be within like 15-minute flying distance of Yonkel Station.
I'm going to drop out early.
Okay. So you hop out.
If there have been no pings, I would like to drop out a little bit early since I am somewhat concerned about the stories that our guests have told.
Yeah. So you drop out like a 3-minute flight to the relay where the relay's supposed to be, essentially. You drop out.
Say 15
go-
minutes.
15,
Just in
okay.
case.
Okay, yeah. 15 minutes
You know,
out. from
not
the relay.
not within weapons attack range in case
Right.
that were such a thing.
Yeah. You're not within, you drop out early enough that you're not within any known weapons range of any ships that you're familiar with. And you are still cloaked. So you come out, and so you can't be cloaked when you're in hyperspace, but there's like a split second of when you drop out, your reaction times are fast enough that you're visible for a second and then you're cloaked.
I move.
Yeah. You're used to this song and dance essentially. As soon as you drop out, you cloak and you move location. Go ahead, roll me a perception check, please. Or I will also allow, since you're looking for the relay and looking for any threats or anything like that in the range. You can also do investigation if you would like. Perception or investigation.
I will do investigation.
Okay.
16.
16. Perfect. Okay, so you reach out with your sensors. They're not as far reaching as they were previously. Some of your areas were damaged. But you are able to reach out far enough that you can detect where the relay is supposed to be. You get pings. It's kind of like, so coming from a person who wears glasses, when you take your glasses off and your vision's like blurry, very blurry at the edge of your vision, you see like a debris field where that relay should be.
Pardon me, if you don't mind. You may have noticed that I have left us out of hyperspace a little bit early.
You guys did not notice at all.
What?
There was there was no change.
Is everything okay?
No.
Are we in danger of being immediately destroyed?
No.
I
thought-
hope not. I'm not sensing any active weapons trained upon us.
Okay.
However, our relay station that is, shall we say, the gateway to our home seems to be just a debris field.
Oh,
Lucian?
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're seeing. He essentially he goes over your the data that you've collected from your sensors. I'm not seeing any, like you said, you're right. There's no other ships or anything like that visible in range. Do a secondary scan. And he's asked you to do this multiple times before. Essentially, you're looking for any type of cloaked or disguised or anything like that ship. Go ahead and roll me investigation or perception again, please.
Yes. Pardon me, Fiddler.
Oh,
Will,
pulls the earplug.
will you please take my right shoulder seat? And if you might scan for the age of the debris and perhaps also any sort of traces. I'll be looking for the things that I do not think that you can find.
Perfect. Fiddler, you can also make a perception or investigation check, whichever you would prefer.
Okay.
14, not the 28, which would have been nice.
18.
18. Okay. With your 14, you don't see anything in the vicinity. There's no cloaked ships, nothing like that, no unusual signatures, nothing that you can see, but you do see that debris field on the edge of your vision. You got an 18, Fiddler. So this debris, it's hard to like age things in space because they don't really
Not enough oxygen to oxidize things.
Yeah, they don't oxidize, and like while they do degrade, not
But you can
as
also look at the amount of particulate in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
area
that's the
versus
thing.
the damage done
Right.
to it over time. You'd be able to quantify that to a certain extent.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly how old this debris is, but it's about maybe 300 years old, roughly, give or take like 50 years or so.
Are we talking soul years as like SGP would count them, or what are we using a different particular like range of time?
It would be what you're familiar with. So it would be soul years. It would be the
Okay.
standard for Stargate Phoenix. Yeah, soul years.
It looks like 253. It's hard to tell. I mean, we're going on particulate damage for the area. I can't really be sure, but it's at least 250 years, I think.
With your 18,
My years. Tari years. 24-hour day spin, 365 days into
Yes.
a year. Hours are 60 minutes. A minute is, take a look at the rotationary aspects of soul system when you were there.
Fiddler, you do also know, based off of some of the scans of like the condition of some of them, this is like gunfire, the equivalent of gunfire.
Like plasma scoring.
Yeah. Goa'uld don't use like bullets, but they have the like plasma marks, excuse me, plasma marks. You do see a couple, like some of the bigger chunks look, it's hard to tell, but maybe like a ship ran into them, because you are seeing like part of like bits of like, you can tell that that's very obviously like a wing of a ship. Doesn't look Goa'uld in design. But you do also know that the Goa'uld very frequently take and adapt technology. So
Scavenge.
yeah, it's not their standard, but it could be offshoot Goa'uld stuff.
Cerberus, it looks like there's definite signs of plasma scoring in some of the wreckage. There's also the remains of other craft, possibly, or possibly damage. There was some sort of combat happened around that same time.
Perhaps we might be able to recover some data, if we can do so quickly, before we move closer to our home.
Malforge?
This is a relay that is meant to, it is like a mailbox.
App description. Yep. Cerberus, you would know at this distance you won't be able to get any with the damage this has.
We're gonna move in, but basically I'm saying let's move in here before we go to Yonkel Station, because and also just so you know, like the temperature gets a little bit chillier. It's just a little bit more
like,
amber.
Like the shiver runs down your spine kind of vibe.
Yes. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's just like oh
no,
this is who would have taken a bat to your mailbox?
I imagine that you all might be more aware of that. When did Lucian go to sleep last? Like, how long has he been asleep? Because if this was, 200, 300 years ago?
Yeah, so this battle destruction happened about 250, 300 years ago or so. That's around the time that Lucian went to sleep. And you do remember that he was acting not squirrely, but like he was like when he went to sleep, he was very
distracted.
Yeah.
Any possible way to extract information from this?
Well, let us see. If I may not do so from where I am, I cannot listen, then perhaps a spacewalk might be in order.
That sounds fun.
Just gonna glide
Yeah,
over there.
super easy. You keep your senses open essentially as you approach, and you don't detect anything past the debris field, anything like that, as far as your limited range currently is. You do find a section that looks like it was probably Cerberus, you'd be familiar with like the architecture of this relay station. It's not necessarily like it wasn't a station that you could physically dock at. It was like it's a you would come within
like
range, they would send out signals essentially. It was fully automated, no people lived here. You do also know that these relay stations were weaponized. They were a defense system,
able to protect
essentially.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. As you approach, you're not getting any electrical signals. There is no power. These are totally dead. Like EMP kind of dead. Like even without a roll, you know that any info that was here has probably been fried.
I'm afraid the mailbox has been destroyed. If you don't mind, excuse me. I'm going to zip real fast towards Yonkel Station. We're gonna just move closer now because this is not good.
Absolutely. It doesn't take you long, especially at the speed you're going. When you get
But again, dropping out like within a
when you get within, it's like within 10 minutes of Yonkel Station from the relay to that 10-minute point from the relay to the station. Your senses are still open. You do get a couple of pings. There are, let me check my notes. Wrong document. There we go. There are 6 fully intact ships in orbit around Yonkel Station.
Please be ready. Do we get our hailing signal that we might get? I'm still cloaked, but you know. I'm going to do a scan, and I'm just going to say, Lucian, please be ready. Fiddler, on my right shoulder. You may also want to be aware.
Lucian moves to sit in essentially the command chair.
Fiddler hasn't stopped scanning the entire time. He's just constantly running scans, looking for debris, looking for anything that stands out.
You pick up these 6 ships a couple seconds. It's a good like 15-20 seconds after Cerberus does. They show up on those secondary scans that you're doing. Let me roll something real quick.
Life signs, weaponry, Yonkel Station.
Okay. Cerberus.
Yes.
Go ahead and
Will I be stealthy?
Yes, a stealth check, please. If you would like to remain stealth.
I would like to remain stealth. I do not know what these ships are yet, and I have concerns.
Fair.
Yes. 27.
27. Okay.
I'm wearing my cloak and my hood. That is a metaphor. I'm trying to make it understandable for the bipedal beings on-side the ship.
You're also like in the shadows.
Like, I've seen movies. We understand what cloaking is.
You guys have Hatalks. You understand what cloaking is. Like
we just like every time he references it like that, we just all look at each other like, okay.
Trying to be relatable.
Came in a ship
So their highest roll was an 18, and even with a +5, they cannot touch your 27. So you are able at the moment to maneuver through them without being detected. They so there's 6 of them. They're strategically placed, kind of like I said, in orbit in a ring around Yonko Station. You recognize through 2. Hold on. 2 of them as Kolchotos, who you're familiar with. They essentially have like his symbol on one of the sides. 2 of them have Kolchotos's symbol. Fiddler, you also recognize this. You get like a visual screen essentially that pops up after your scans are complete, and you can recognize those. So 2 are Kolchotos, 3 are they look like Lacan's symbol. And then the other one is it's not a Hatak. It's, you don't recognize the structure. You imagine this is probably one of those like appropriated ships, but there's no symbols on them. You don't know whose it is.
Are they powered? Are there life signs on those ships?
There are life signs on the ship. They seem to be fully accompanied. Standard Goa'uld troop numbers. They are not currently they don't currently have weapons active, but you can sense essentially you're able to realize that they are sending out scans. They are actively scanning the area, but with your stealth, they cannot find you. For the moment, at least. And they don't seem to be attacking. They're just staying in orbit.
Jake,
Is
we've
Yonko
got
Station
company.
okay?
That's an excellent question. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please, since they are past these ships.
We've
a
got
little
Lacan, we've
obscured
got
from you.
Kolchotos, we got something I don't know.
You say all the good things.
I don't like it.
Did you know that Kolchotos did assimilate a lot of Lacan's former assets after she was banished? So probably all Kolchotos.
Did we
That's just
ever
wonderful.
unlock that? Because I was able to copy that drive
Yeah. Did we ever
Mhm.
find
that
out
we
what was
took
on it?
that Kolchotos wanted.
Because we did have like 3 months of me with my shoulder out to.
Yeah.
You did have those 3 months, but the science teams, it was very secure. They have not cracked it. They're about 2/3 of the way through cracking it. Like they're very close, but they have not finished.
Okay.
I kept a copy.
I know. I was thinking
Oh,
the same
you
thing.
kept a corrupted copy.
Right. No, I know that, but I'm saying if I didn't have the regular copy, I could probably hand that to Cerberus, and it would have been,
Although, if
Would've
anyone
been
could
nice.
clean up the corrupted copy, it would be Cerberus.
Well, I
It
did
would be.
make it to explode when you used it.
Yeah, you did.
It would be a
And-
calculated risk, yes.
I'm not very good at unexploding
Although,
things.
it could be good bait for Kolchotos if we need it as a negotiating tactic.
Very true.
Fair.
What would you guys like to do in these moments?
Send an army of squid bots over to destroy all the ships.
I was gonna say, do we have any Cerberus? Do we have any armament?
We have no idea who's actually on those ships right now.
That is also correct.
Yes.
Anything
Attacking
extra?
him right now would just be a war crime.
Oh, and I'm sorry,
have
you
a-
also rolled Cerberus a perception check
Yeah, to see
for
if the
22.
Yes, so with a 22, Yonko Station is powered. But you recognize that it is not at full power. You see sections of it. So imagine, if you will, if you've ever seen Dune, the big like tube worm ships that they kind of have, that but not hollow. It's just like a big cylinder. And it has a couple of rings attached to the outside that go in opposite. Like this one goes this way, and then the next ring goes this way, and back and forth kind of thing. Let me double check before I tell you the wrong thing. There are 4 rings. It is a long cylindrical station. You can see that there are numerous sections of the rings that have been busted up and broken.
Mm.
3 of them are not spinning anymore. There is only 1 that is spinning. You know, Cerberus, that they use essentially centrifugal force to create gravity in those rings. So if the other 3 are not spinning, there's no gravity there, which is unusual. The ancients, like, they had the capability of gravity. It was just a design choice. And you know that the
Life signs?
there are a few. You do know. I will actually, let me message this to you because nobody else is gonna know this. Hold on.
Oh, snap, crackle, pop. That's exciting. Secret was
So you do see a couple of life signs. There's maybe like 3 dozen in the station, which is way less than what is in the ships.
Makes me happy we brought an aqueduct generator now. For multiple reasons. If we need to give some power to the station, if we need to rig it as a bomb, we've got options.
Am I what I seeing? Is it what I am seeing? Am I seeing that the station has been attacked?
Mm-hmm. You are seeing that it appears that the station has been attacked and has taken some pretty severe damage, but it's still functioning.
But this is an ambush.
Possibly.
It's a trap.
All the ships are facing the station. They're not facing outward.
Interesting.
Mm.
They're facing the station, not outward.
They are facing the station.
I don't think they're prepared on someone just showing up.
Does this seem recent, this attack on the station?
Hold on, let me finish my thought, because otherwise I'm not gonna.
Yes. I create a sort of a holographic overlay that they can see, and I just point out the little pings so that everyone inside the bridge can see the things that I've noticed, like, rings.
Easy. Yeah, you're very much so able to do that. Ow, shit. Sorry, I hit my foot. And then and you were asking how old, how recent this is?
Recent.
Even without a check, you know that it's probably been days, maybe a couple weeks.
I see.
That they've been
not
under siege
250
like
years.
No.
Okay.
No.
I have a question. I would assume a place like this would have a decent number of ships that would come and go, would have life. Are those ships gone, or is there evidence of them being debris?
So
has there been an evacuation would be my question.
Okay. Has there been an evacuation? Go ahead, roll me. Let's do, because they do have some defenses in place. Roll me an engineering check, please.
I would like to have Fiddler and I work on this together, if that is possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, Fiddler can assist with this.
28.
Not 20.
20
for that one.
8. Perfect. I love
Yes,
it.
I did.
Always need the humans. Excuse me, the Tolans. So the ship, the station has been severely damaged, but is still functional. There is a shield. You do know that the station has a shield. It seems to have failed in sections, in parts. You don't see any evidence of an evacuation, but you do also know that the hangar bays of the station are heavily shielded because in case of evacuation. They are probably the second most protected section of the station. So even your scans would not get through if defenses were still in place. And that's what you're assuming that they are.
Does it look as if it has been breached? It seems as if the complement of people in these ships are still full complement. So might I assume that they have not yet had a boarding party?
It's hard to tell. The reason being is because there are damaged portions of those rings that are open to space, and they're no longer being shielded, so very easily somebody could spacesuit and go in there. You're not detecting any life signs. Of those 36 life signs that you've detected, they're not in those rings, so maybe not, but it's not an unreasonable possibility.
Lucian,
Yes.
our home has been damaged. It
see
seems as
that.
if these ships circling around this place have a full complement of people. It seems as if this battle has taken place within the last week or few days. 3 of the 4 rings are down. The shielding still exists in the hangar bay and a few other places, but the station itself also has breaches open to space. There are 6 of these ships waiting, perhaps under sea. They are actively scanning the station, it seems. I may be able to slip outside of their notice to come in closer, but I would not want to do so with our guests if they would be frightened.
You would know that you have an automatic docking sequence. Essentially, as soon as you get within, it's very close. As soon as you get very close to the hangars, the station takes over. They kind of take the autopilot, and you do have to decloak during that time. It typically takes about 45 seconds between when you decloak and when you get into the hangar before you're in those shields and protected. Lucian will essentially present the problem to the rest of you guys. He'll say, essentially repeat what Cerberus told him. The choice is up to you all. If you would like to come with us, you are more than welcome. Otherwise, we can drop you off at the closest Stargated planet.
Oh, we're in, for a little bit here. We might as well go in for the whole thing. So yeah, I bet you guys speak for us all. We're committed.
Absolutely.
I protested.
With protests.
Are you still
noted,
protesting?
Noted protest.
Noted. Yes, noted.
Noted protest.
All right. Then, Cerberus, take us in.
All right. Cerberus, do you have any other fancy handheld weapons on this ship we could use?
No.
We are not a military vessel.
What about holographic projection, electronic warfare type of? I guess that might. Just anything that can provide maybe. I don't know. Probably
a distraction.
Yes.
Distraction or something to jam their communications, perhaps.
Well, it's just creating confusion during the period in time when we're docking.
Cerberus, you weren't really built for that. You were built as a research vessel with a cloaking device. You weren't meant to be in. Yeah, you weren't meant to be in any type of active combat. You do have missiles. Very few, but you do have some missiles. You use those as a last resort, though. Just on principle.
What if we snuck back to our relay and we created a decoy, a trap, a lure, and when they came to investigate it, there would be fewer of them at the station?
Could work, but how much time would it take? Are we pressed for time? Seems fairly serious.
Yes. They seem to have been waiting here for a few days.
Game Master, What
Mhm.
is Fiddler's understanding of Goa'uld system lordship, like sensor capabilities and whatnot? Like,
They are more advanced than the Tauri.
mhm.
I'd say they are probably on par with the Tolan.
Okay.
It kind of fluctuates with what technology they acquire.
Mhm.
You don't see a mothership here. These do just appear to be all Hatak.
Hmm.
Um,
So
but
it
you
doesn't look
do-
like Chotos himself ship is here.
right,
Oh,
right.
good.
Yeah,
He's
from what you guys are saying.
unhinged.
He's a little cray. Yeah, you don't see his mothership. You don't see that anywhere. You just see the 5 Hatak and then the one other ship.
Okay. So understanding Hatak's strengths and weaknesses, would Fiddler believe he could create like a high energy broadcast from the more advanced communications array that would temporarily blind ships like Hatak's?
If the relay had any power,
Oh,
absolutely.
no, I was talking about Cerberus himself.
Oh, Cerberus. You'd have to cannibalize some of Cerberus's systems.
Okay, that's a no then.
Right.
And I'd say that's probably up to Cerberus.
Whatever we do, we need to make sure that we don't do anything to draw that crazy Goa'uld here.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We want
Or
Cold
Chotos.
Chotos to not get here.
Yeah,
He's
That'd
a
be
little
real bad.
So let's
Could
not.
we-
I don't like how you say that, Nugget, and I'm not just saying that because I've been GMing you in Call of Cthulhu, and that's how I say things in Call of Cthulhu as a GM. But I
That
don't
would
like
really
it.
suck.
I want it to be made known that I dislike this.
I understand. Under protest, I understand.
Yes, yes.
Could I divert some of my power to that relay if that would help with our
You would
walking
have
team?
to. Essentially, the relay would have to be rebuilt because it was essentially an electromagnetic pulse knocked and everything was fried based off of your previous scans.
Yes. Could we send it moving towards these ships?
Make it a projectile?
Yes.
Roll me an intelligence check, please.
Yes. $16.
Yeah, if you hit it hard enough, absolutely, and at the right angle. You'd have to run into it.
Could I use my teleporter as a sort of repulsor? Because I may not want to damage any ships with it, but to have it coming one direction while we come a different direction.
With the 16, yes. Again, you might have to cannibalize a system or two, but you could probably re-rig your teleportation system to send out like a pulse as opposed to transmatting stuff.
Yes, if you think this would be useful, we could perhaps send that relay towards these ships, the ring, which presumably they will notice and perhaps do something about while we sneak in from the other side as a distraction.
Right now, they don't even know we're here, so it could be argued that not surprising them with anything could be the best way to go. Let them be lulled into the false sense of security that they have everything handled.
Also
I will
not-
be visible for 45 seconds.
Hmm.
You would still
Or-
have your shields, because you do have shields. You just would be vulnerable to their scans.
Hmm. Hmm.
I could try to take remote control of one of the attacks.
Oh.
I mean, it's not. I mean, we have. I mean, it's a known technology. I mean, it'd just be a matter of seeing if I could disable But if we got control of one, if it was possible to get control of one.
Yes. Can you tell how many people on each Hatak? Is there a Hatak with a very small crew that could be, boarded and...
The smallest, so based off of your life sign scan, Cerberus, the smallest accompaniment would be the appropriated ship, the acquired ship.
Mhm.
They've got maybe like 50 people less
Oh.
than the others, and the others have like a full accompaniment, which I don't know what the standard accompaniment is, but it's quite a bit.
237, 125, 126, 77.
They
300.
outnumber us.
Well, if we're very quiet in space, I will try to slip past them. If that seems the most efficient.
I really just
They
wanted
will
to
know.
hack a Hatak. I thought it'd be fun.
If you want to hack a Hatak, Fiddler, I won't.
No. I want everyone to be on board with the same plan. I don't even know if I can remotely control one of those things.
So, Fiddler, you know that with your technology, you would just have to send out a signal to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if they're actively scanning, they might pick up on.
True. Unless we parked right underneath the one we were going for and it'd be a very short range signal.
Possibly.
Okay. Outside of the characters here, that's a very Stargate thing to try and do.
That's a very Stargate
I
thing.
say we do it.
I was just thinking,
Get the one
it's
with
like,
the
if you
most
wanna do
people
it-
and try to ram it into the ship closest, like the two ships that are closest together. Hack one right underneath it and send it in.
Right.
If you want to go full show mimic, like
Let's do it.
I mean,
That's
a
a
that's
very
what I thought
Stargate
it
thing to
would
do.
be
It
fun.
is. It's the finale.
It's the
Fucking do it.
finale.
Yeah,
we
let's-
gotta
okay,
do.
let's do it.
Look,
Yeah,
we
do
gotta
this.
do that,
Do it.
and then use that as a distraction to board the ship because that is the most
there you go.
Stargate
Okay.
sequence of events.
Love it.
yep, let's do
Love
that.
Perfect. All right, I
Okay.
have an idea, Cerberus.
Yes.
Let's go after. Could you identify the most populated Hatak, and then could you move us in right underneath it, like, I mean, almost indecently close for a ship of your nature with a Hatak.
Oh, getting within my personal space.
If you feel comfortable with that, I just want to keep the signal that I'm going to broadcast as small and as low power as possible, and still be able to complete the job.
Of course. I'm almost already there.
You are.
Damn, that is so fast.
and you guys, like this entire, like it's almost a little disorienting, like how much there's not any movement. It's a little, but it's phenomenal. So Cerberus, you go to one of the Hataks that has
Probably one of the Colchotus ones, yes?
Yeah. One of the Colchotus ones has essentially like the one on the left of the two. They're parked right next to each other.
I'm sorry, I have a question. Would we get advantage on this if I went to one of the Lacan ships, considering my history with her?
So let me roll a D100.
Ooh.
That's
You
that's a nice touch.
You can tell me high or low.
Call of Cthulhu rules low.
Low.
Low
Okay,
is
so if
good.
it's low,
Mm-hmm.
then you would know. So the reason why I'm leaving it up to chance is because these were essentially when she was exiled, Colchotos Incorporated. So technically you wouldn't have known Colchotos. You wouldn't have even, or Lacan at that time, you wouldn't have even been made at that time. So we'll leave it up to chance. We'll do Cthulhu rules. We'll do a D100.
Because she helped build me.
Oh, yeah, he hasn't updated that tech because he said that tech good.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
So,
5 out of 100. That's good.
Yeah. So essentially the second most populated Hatak is one of the Lacan
Run
ones.
it into the Colchotos one.
So when you were made, Lacan had already lost these ships. However, she provided you with stop it. Hey. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
There means to stop
I'm sorry
it.
that I did
Yes.
that.
Yeah, unacceptable. No. She
AI.
provided you essentially with their schematics, with their specs, all of their like the back code, all of that. You are able
Colchotos hasn't
to-
changed the backdoor
He
code to
hasn't.
get into the house.
He
Yep.
didn't. Goa'uld don't really think to do that.
They don't.
Like, unless they're
too
extra
arrogant.
crafty. They're very
Mhm.
arrogant. They don't think anyone's gonna hijack their shit. So you maneuver yourself very easily on the underside of one of Lacan's Hataks. You are able
I send up the
to-
schematics over to Fiddler.
Yeah, they appear on the right shoulder screen in front of you.
Mhm.
And Fiddler, go ahead and roll me let's do.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me take a look at your character sheet real quick.
Please do. So I have all kinds of other
Gotta
things.
help the team.
You do. Roll me a sleight of hand check to kind of like sneakily put this signal up.
Sleight of hand. Okay.
Yeah, with advantage.
You get advantage.
With Cerberus'
Okay.
assistance, you will get advantage.
17.
Perfect. I love it. I'm gonna roll for them.
Okay.
Do you get that? I don't know how it works, but do you get the tension die? Is that a thing?
So
it-
no.
Does Fiddler get that?
Because
Oh,
Fiddler's
I don't
using
know.
his own technology to do this.
Well, no, I'm
And
actually using Cerberus's technology to do this.
So
I'm
you're
just-
hijacking it with your tech.
Oh, I'm
Because it's
using.
equivalent. Essentially,
Okay.
yeah, because you're sending the signal because the
Okay. I
Stargate
get what you're
has
saying.
this technology, so you're
Okay.
using what you
Yeah.
already know. So I'm gonna roll for them. I'm gonna roll a
Mhm.
perception check for them. I'm gonna give them disadvantage on this,
Because they're not expecting that.
and I'm also gonna give them a minus. Let's do.
They never respect the control the
minus
Hatak from
40.
below.
Okay,
Ooh.
so that is a -1 for them. Easy.
Yep.
It takes you like 3 seconds. You have your data pad up. The scans that you have been relaying. Essentially, you
Time to play ship scope.
yeah, you're easily able to like time it in like the pulse, so it uploads into Lacan's ship without them noticing. And for a second, they're just kind of hung in suspense there. And then after that second, while like the system updates and it recognizes your control, it careens to the right, kind of like turns. Essentially, you T-bone the other
Yeah.
Hatak, the Hatak.
Colchotos.
Yeah, the Colchotos attack. You turn, it careens and just slams full force. And these are pretty far apart. Like they're
Mhm.
Yonkel Station is big, so this 6
they're not
person
expecting it.
ring, they're not expecting it all. And essentially,
And then
you
we go
can
park on the
hear-
other side of Yonkol Station. Yeah.
yeah, you can hear like some chatter because you're scanning for these signals. You're getting like some radio chatter. You hear them like, "What's going on? Why are you coming out? No, stop!" And they're like, "Oh wait," freaking out essentially. And then there's just this huge explosion.
Jump on Cree!
Yeah, and they're like it's utter chaos, and in that utter chaos, very quickly you guys are able to slip, and you get close enough, Cerberus, that you are now in your 45 seconds of being uncloaked. Go ahead, roll me a stealth check with advantage, please. They are going to roll another perception check with disadvantage.
24.
Very
Damn.
nice.
And we'll give them, since they are dealing with a couple explosions, we will give them a -5
Just a couple.
this time.
Just a couple.
Couple?
Explosions.
And that's a
Ooh.
natural one
It's-
for a -4. So yeah, easy peasy. You guys.
Is this what it
completely
feels like to be
unseen.
SGP-1? Because
A little bit. Imagine. You imagine. a
No,
little
they
bit.
would have
Six or-
boarded the ship, shot everybody,
that
and
is
then
true.
I mean, it's like all they do is
Yeah.
use guns.
Yeah. So.
They don't
you-
appreciate Tolan tarts.
They
No,
don't.
they don't.
They don't. You are very easily able to get to the hangar bay. Essentially, it's at the top of Yonko. I mean, there's not really like a top orientation in space, but the way you're looking at it, it's at the top. You, for 45 seconds, you are uncloaked. They don't notice you at all as you're kind of like obsessively scanning those, reading those, making sure they don't see you. And you
So a
are
big
able
explosion.
To, yeah, big. Yeah, it's just in the background. You guys are looking away from it, like
We don't
the
look back.
action hero. Yeah, the action hero pose. You are very easily able to enter the hangar it closes behind you. You see the shield like open for a second and then envelops you. And you land. You essentially, as soon as you get inside, you are being hailed. You recognize this signal as Yonkel Station's signal. You imagine it couldn't reach outside the shields with the damage that they've been endured. You're being hailed.
We're home.
Cerberus?
Yes.
Is that you? You recognize this as
Yes.
Lacan's voice.
Yes, Lacan. It is I. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Welcome home.
I've been hurt.
Oh. What do you mean you've been hurt? I'm not reading any damage.
Someone kidnapped me.
I'm sorry? Someone what?
Someone kidnapped me and they made me ill. I don't remember everything and parts of my body had to be burned out so that
What?
it would not spread a virus.
Oh. We will get you fixed up. It might have to wait a little
Lucian's
bit.
here and awake.
There's a bit of silence.
Can
on
we
the
hear
other
this
end.
as well?
No, you guys
Okay.
don't hear this currently. Lacan doesn't have a telepathic link with you, Cerberus, but she does have a private channel.
Makes
That
sense.
connects to you, and then you can connect. Essentially, the three of you can be in a channel if you allow it. You hear
We
her.
also
she
have
goes,
your friends.
Can't wait for that response.
my friends.
Ixora, Fiddler, who likes
Ah.
scientific jokes, Lieutenant Jake Miller, who is a Tauri, but not like the ones from our records. Clothing. He wears clothing. Also, Goric.
So not that barbaric anymore.
It's just wears actual clothing. Yes,
Wild.
they are here with us.
I'm glad to hear that they're alive. I understand they recently had a run-in with Colchotos, so good to hear. Good to hear. Let's get them in the station. I will link you with the station so you can still speak with us. Give me a couple moments.
Yes.
I have a couple people coming down to greet you. They will guide your friends, my friends, our friends, up to us. I'm glad Lucian's awake. We have much to speak of.
I've
Much.
missed you.
I've missed you too, dear. Welcome home.
Thank you.
And she
Everyone,
begins the
welcome
process of
to Yonkel
loading
Station.
you. You
good.
Khan is
are
here.
I've got another
You-
cup of tea because everyone was so distracted.
you were able to get one.
Number 13.
Cerberus, you've been to Yonkel Station multiple times. You are used to being fully integrated into, or fully, quote unquote, uploaded into Yonkel Station. You don't have as much like control and access as you do like in your own body, but you can
Little-
function.
Like little holographic me's,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You welcome to Yonkel Station.
So there's just a little holographic ship following us around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
I
like a
love
little
that.
holographic ship, or does Cerberus have
Yeah.
like a persona, a humanoid persona? No,
Avatar.
it's just I
No,
love it.
it's
Okay.
it's a holographic ship.
Love that.
But I imagine it's a little stylized,
Yeah.
right? Like it's
Oh.
like
It's the cheapy
yeah.
version.
It's got
of
some makeup
Cerberus.
on. Huh?
yeah. It's like it's what
Chibi ship.
it's a little bit of a chibi ship, right? But what Cerberus would think of, so Cerberus looks like a chibi ship that looks a little bit more like a three-headed dog, right? But it's sort of like it's like it looks like somebody did Pimp My Ride and made like a chibi three-headed dog that looks quite cute, but is still also a ship.
Still also a ship. I freaking love it. So she begins that process for you. It doesn't take
It's a
long.
weird Transformer kind of thing, right? You've got to
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
Transformers where it's like this sort of a
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the what is it? The dinosaurs kind of
Yeah. Or like which it wasn't like Voltron, maybe. No, maybe it might have been Voltron. How like there's sort of like weird robot panthers that become also a big robot ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
But also cute, because this is like if I get to look whatever I want, like here I am, right? This is kind of
super cute. Yeah. So easy peasy, you begin that process. You do essentially, you're out of commission for like 5 minutes or so while that you get used to that. But the rest of you guys are able to disembark from Cerberus. And you are greeted.
Wait till you see me. Bound up.
You are greeted in the hangar. Cerberus, you will also notice that you don't have as much access as you did previously, because, and you imagine it's because Yonkel is damaged.
I'm alert.
Yeah.
Lockdown.
Yeah, exactly. But the rest of you guys, you exit Cerberus and you come to the hangar bay, and you see there are a couple people there. They're not there yet. They're just kind of like power walking over to you. You recognize Jane, which you all know as Freya.
Freya, yes.
Freya. You do not see Lacan, but
That's
you
fine.
do see Freya does have a couple.
We don't know
others,
Lacan's here.
No, you don't. Oh yeah.
No,
you
I
just
said.
don't know that.
No, I did say. I said.
Cerberus did.
I told them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Because I wanted Lucian to know.
To know. Yeah.
And
you do see
also Ixora.
And also Ixora.
I'm invested. Look, all my ships are converging to one spot. It's so exciting.
Quick note before I have to go down. I do not say this out loud. I just I've recorded a voice reading the short story, and I just sent it over to Lucian while I'm down for about 5 minutes. I have to transfer selves.
Awesome.
Just
I love
so
it.
that he'll pay attention to it.
Yeah, so he knows it's there. Absolutely. Okay. So Freya comes to greet you guys, and you also see Kathy and Co. And you see Rock as well.
Okay, but how are Kathy, Co, and Rock approaching? Are they like holding hands?
No,
and
not holding
skipping?
hands.
Oh, okay.
No, but they are like walking next to each other. They look very comfortable in each other's space.
Okay.
You can infer, but nothing's been confirmed yet.
That's look, I just have all my ships are converging. I'm just I'm here for it.
Freya,
Holding hands and skipping.
no. Freya
Stranger things have
gives
happened.
you guys like a bow, essentially like a welcoming bow.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to Yonkel Station. I wish we could welcome you here under better circumstances.
What a surprise to see you again. It's so good to see you.
Yes, I was not expecting when Lacan told me that Cerberus was here, I was not expecting her to tell me that you all were here as well. So, welcome,
we all have
surprise.
mutual friends.
Yes, apparently. Welcome, surprise. I also brought Kathy, Co, and Rock as well, because I figured you guys would want to see your friends. Kathy comes up and hugs you, Ixora.
Oh, I'll give a big hug back. It's like a big like bending, because I remember Kathy was quite short. So
Kathy's very short.
Yeah,
Kathy's like 5'2", 5'3", maybe.
Yeah, and I'm 7 feet. So yeah, just the
Yeah. Goa'uld, roll me a perception check, please.
Let's see how your bro Rock is doing.
Yeah.
15. Okay. You're Tritonin Jaffa, so you can't detect like Naquita anymore. But you're also a Jaffa, and you're very familiar with Goa'uld. Rock isn't just Rock anymore. Rock, you're getting like because you're a Tritonin Jaffa, you can't quite be sure, but you're getting like Tok'ra vibes from Rock.
Yeah.
That's what you notice.
So disappointed.
Rock does come over and greet you. Fiddler greets you, greets Jake Miller, greets Goa'uld as well. Just says hi to everybody.
Yeah, and
he
I'm
greets
like,
you too.
You ain't the same.
Sorry.
You're not the same Rock, are you? Something's different about you.
Yes.
He's not a rock. He's a rock lobster.
And you guys see the chibi Cerberus pop up, essentially come up behind you guys.
Rock lock.
Imagine a shipdog. A little shipdog just like bounds up,
Yeah.
but like it
Like
still float
hologrammy
flies.
and like see through.
Yeah. Just like a shipdog.
Yeah,
Shipdog.
just a little sheepdog. You are not incorrect, Gork. I am no longer just me. I would like to introduce you all to Miyu. And his eyes flare gold, and you guys see that he now has a Goa'uld. Miyu. Hello, welcome. I am Miyu. Pleasure to meet you. Rock has told me a lot about all of you. Very excited to meet you all, actually.
So glad to hear that. And I like look at Kathy and Co, and I'm just like, so how's it been going?
She like you guys would like separate, just like,
Uh-huh.
just, like a
We're
little
to
bit,
the
and
side
she-
a little bit
and
because we
she's
hugged
like,
first. Yes.
Yeah. She's like, it's been an adjustment because like it's not just Rock anymore, but Miyu's really cool. So
Okay.
we're doing good. We're doing good.
Good. I'm so glad to
I
hear
was
it.
not expecting things to develop the way they did when we were kidnapped, not quite kidnapped by the con, but
Yes.
it's been really good.
I'm so glad to hear it. You know, I saw that there were possibilities when I left, and I'm so glad that like things have been going well. And you know, it's like something you guys have in common now a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Rock, I was very surprised when Rock, like volunteered. He wasn't very like he was on board with the idea and he was willing to do all the experiments and stuff, but honestly, I think him and Co had a conversation when I was asleep because
Oh,
I don't know. But all's good. We'll catch up later. We're kind of in a bit of a
it's a bit
situation right now.
We crashed
Yeah,
talks
yeah.
with each other before coming out here.
We
so
saw that. That was so
it's
impressive.
very exciting. It was
I
all
love
Fiddler.
that.
It's
And
very cool.
yeah.
Anyways, just yes. Okay.
Oh, it was Fiddler.
It's Fiddler.
She like
I have
nudges
so
you.
much to tell you. And I'm
About
confused. Like
you and
what?
Fiddler. You and
Oh,
Fiddler. Yeah.
No. But
What-
did you?
What do you mean?
Fiddler's just good job. Did you know that a god engine?
You know, like some of her Jaffa have like there have been rumors, but like confirmed. And she like gestures over to Lucian, like confirmed, like actually, really?
Guess we'll see how this plays out.
I guess. And you guys just kind of like chat over by yourself.
Oh yes. Kathy and Exora, they're two like scientists, and they've always gotten along really well.
Always,
Always,
yeah.
yeah.
Even like before you guys went on missions together
Mhm.
on base, you guys were friends.
Yep.
Miyu, hey, I'm Miyu. Nice to meet you guys. I'm Lacan's kid. One of them.
I see.
Hi. Rock also says hi. He likes you guys a lot. He won't stop talking about you guys. Good
I
good
bound up
things.
to Fiddler.
Okay.
Fiddler has
Fiddler.
got he's got his ear pods in. He's literally scanning for all available frequencies. He's starting to try and get a feel for the place. He's just like new technology, new place. Got to find
Yeah.
out.
If you thought Cerberus was firewalled out the ass, this place is more so.
Love it. It's a challenge. And then I get bumped in by Space Dog.
Yep.
Space
Fiddler,
Dog ship. Oh. Cerberus?
please walk with me.
Okay.
So bound over this way.
Follows along.
We must talk about something serious that I have learned.
Of course.
Ixora likes you in a romantic way.
Excuse me?
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
How would you know that?
they spoke about you in a way that feels as if there is romance in the air.
You guys talk. I'm gonna step to the bathroom super quick. I'll be
Yeah.
right
You
back.
just look
Sorry.
over, and Kathy and and Exora are just like.
I don't think Ixora likes anything that doesn't operate on chlorophyll.
I think perhaps she's not able to express it, but she certainly cares about romance.
That is so
Oh,
strange.
that she does, to the expense of a lot of other things. That tea
Ah.
and plants.
I see.
She calls
It
them
seems
ships.
as if you also have feelings for you. You have feelings for her. You should ask her out. You should write her poetry.
Look, Cerberus, I really do appreciate this, but I have a few loves in my life already.
Just do it, dude.
Yes.
Technology.
Listen to Goa'uld.
Oh, Goa'uld, where did you come from?
I don't know. Just walked into your conversation. I'm out.
All right.
Goa'uld, you should give me support.
I support Cerberus.
You can write her
Yeah.
a poem of technology, a technological poem. Circuits.
You know
As
what?
y'all are talking,
I'll get right on that.
a klaxon goes off. An alarm starts ringing. Freya, who was talking essentially with Miyu and like Jake Miller and all of them, we gotta go. That essentially, it looks like the Hataks are on the move again. So come on, quick.
That is unsurprising after what we did. Yes.
Yeah, you did blew up 2 of their ships.
There's only 4 now. Well, no, 3 Hataks and 1 other thing.
There were 7 and now there are 5.
Oh, I
There's
thought there
6.
was 6.
Now
6. Now there's 4.
Yeah.
See, for 2 Hataks, 3 Hataks,
3 Hataks.
and 1 acquired ship.
Whatever it is.
1 Lacan ship and through
2. So there's 2 Lacan ships.
yes, I do see that. Yes, 1 Kolchotis
Yeah.
ship and 2 Lacan ships and 1 appropriated ship left.
1 appropriation, yeah. Okay. So the klaxon goes off. Freya motions you guys over to essentially like the Atlantis teleport elevators,
Mhm.
essentially.
Oh, those are so cool.
Yeah, you guys all file in. Cerberus, you don't go in. You can literally just show up. You guys all file
Dematerialize.
in, and she transports you guys essentially to their command center.
Ooh.
In there, you see there's a flurry of activity. There's probably about a dozen, maybe more people in here. They're all at different stations. There's a lot of talking. And some of you, Cerberus, you recognize the language, but a lot of you guys don't recognize the language. It seems to be like a dialect of ancient, but you hear a lot of Goa'uld words mixed in.
Okay, so I get like mixed broken bits. Because...
Yeah, you can understand some of it. But it's to someone who doesn't understand this dialect, essentially Lacan's Jaffa have their own dialect because they've been on their own for so long, so they've developed their own dialect. So you understand some of it. Essentially, the station is being bombarded.
Oh dear.
You do not feel any of the explosions yet because the shields appear to be holding. And there's an incoming wormhole.
Oh dear.
I
hope it's not called Chotos.
Yeah, I don't know. Cerberus, you know that this station has a Stargate, but there's an incoming hyperspace. I said the wrong thing. There's an incoming hyperspace window. The Stargate has not been activated. But Cerberus, you do that. I'm talking too fast. Just slow down. There is a Stargate on this station. It is 1 level below the command center, essentially, that you guys are at right now. That has not been activated, and you would know, since you're in the systems, it hasn't been activated in 250, almost 300 years. Around the time that the relays were destroyed. You do see Lacan. She is at what appears to be a command console, and she is also a flurry of activity. She appears to be like rerouting systems to the shields, making auxiliary power go into the shield. So I promise I won't TPK you guys at the station. Sorry, I just read chat. And
Don't make
just-
promises you can't
I'm-
keep, Nugget.
Listen, we're doing a season 2. I'm not TPKing you guys, okay? Okay.
Or
Unless
we
do
come
something
back as
real
undead.
stupid. Yeah.
You don't know?
It's
Good.
gonna
It's
say,
one of
is
those
that
things
plot
we
armor
wake
right
up
here?
and we all wake up in sarcophagi.
The whole the whole thing, everybody's been recast. All new actors.
Damn it.
Oh, we could do a
Total
spin-off season.
franchise reboot.
Yeah, we could totally do this. Oh.
Anyway, focus, Rebecca. So she has a flurry of activity. She is rerouting auxiliary power into the shield. She is essentially sucking every last ounce of power the station has left in it to the shields. And Cerberus, you would know this, the rest of you wouldn't. She is also rerouting power to one level, which what I messaged you about earlier, that is that level.
Yes.
She is powering the shields and she is powering that level. She does not notice you guys as you guys come in. Free
Is
Awe
Lucian with
immediately.
us?
Lucian is with you guys.
Cool. I'm just keeping
he-
an eye on the two of them for when they lock eyes for the first time. And
Yeah.
how many hundreds of
he-
years? Yes.
He steps off the teleporter elevator, and he essentially steps out of the way. He knows better than to get in the way when they're working. What would you
I
guys like to-
rematerialize.
Okay, your
Dog
little
ship.
baby ship Cerberus.
Little chibi holographic dog
Chibi
ship.
Cerberus.
I just sort of like bound hover. It's like a loping hover up to like Lacan's knee. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like down by Lacan's sort of like side. And I'm watching our friends and I'm like trying to monitor for this wormhole. And you can see me, I'm like just watching to see what's going on and a little concerned. That's all.
Yeah. She does notice you and she does take a moment to reach down and like essentially like pat you. She essentially she can touch the hologram. Like the rest of you guys know, like if you were to try to touch Cerberus, your hand would go right through because you can see that she is very actively physically touching this hologram. What would the rest of you like
Very
to do?
nice.
Keep an eye between the two of them for when they lock eyes, but also look to see if there's any way I could be helpful.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
I would love to. 12. I rolled a 3.
Well, okay. Well, it's not bad. You do see there is, so off to your left, there's like one of the auxiliary like command stations. There is a Jaffa working there that seems to be focusing on like life support, and you're very familiar
Yes.
life support
with
systems.
The things that life needs, yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So
and if
you
my
can go over and
clearance
help them.
transfers from the ship, I have level 2 clearance. So
You do.
I'll
And
just
Cerberus would have uploaded that here. So yeah.
go assist with that, because I think life support's very important.
Absolutely. You can definitely assist with that. Go ahead, roll me a science or an engineering check, whichever you prefer.
I would love to roll a science check.
You will have advantage.
Everyone
because
else has level 1
Jaffa's
clearance.
helping you. Yes.
Whoop, whoop. 14.
14. You are able to
Which
assist.
Fiddler is still salty.
I can add I know. I can add a tension die if that would make it better.
You don't have to. That's
Okay.
plenty. So you are able to assist this Jaffa. They don't introduce themselves. They seem to be a little focused.
I just
but
go
they
over.
do.
Hi, I'm Exora. I'm here to help. Oh, life support. I'm good at this. Let me
Yeah.
I'll take over this
thanks.
left hand.
Okay.
Yep, mhm.
Yeah. And then you guys just like really easily kind of get into a flow of like assisting and balancing off of
Most
each other.
people
like,
get
oh,
along
this
well with
system.
Exora.
Yeah, they do. They do. Exora's just very likable. Jake, what you doing?
Cleaning gear, weapons check.
Okay.
Prepping.
Go ahead.
Goric,
Roll
help
me-
me out here. Give me snacks.
I was gonna say pretty much the same thing. You know,
Yeah, get
in
my
case-
Weapons check.
it's the opposite of life support's needed.
The
Yeah,
opposite of
this
is
support.
this is
anti-life
called
support.
death support.
Death support.
We're in full favor of death support.
Go ahead.
You
so
need
you guys
life support
can-
for death support.
I'll let you guys choose. You can either both roll separately or one of you can roll with advantage. You can roll me a let's just do like an athletics check just to, get physically ready,
Want to
essentially.
each roll one Gorik?
Or you can
Mhm.
roll one of you can roll with advantage, whatever you prefer.
Okay,
It's
I'm the
kinda
same, man.
fun.
So,
Okay.
Let's roll together, I guess.
all right, we'll
Okay.
roll together.
Go
All right,
ahead.
here we go.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
damn.
Yeah,
22
good
to
job, Gorik.
21.
High five.
Wonder
Very
Twins,
nice.
power activate.
They're like, did someone say death support?
That's your
You are both from
We're like
military.
in sync, like
yeah.
tossing magazines to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah. So Jake, you're military. Like you did this combat. You know this. Gorik, you're a Jaffa. Combat is literally your life. You guys very easily you fall into just. You guys have done this before numerous times. You kind of fall into checking everybody's weapons. You go over to Ixora. While she doesn't even like really. I mean, I would imagine you would notice, but you just kind of keep working through it as they check your weapons, make sure you're good to go.
It's just a Zat. I have a Zat and
Yeah.
I think a knife.
Yeah,
Essentially,
like,
yeah,
Yes,
for
Gorik-
everybody's-
I have a Zat
everybody's
and a
gear.
knife.
Make sure it's ready.
Yep.
Yeah, Gorik comes
and
over.
the other
yeah.
two weapons I put on you.
Yeah,
It's
Gorik,
just like put this on.
You now have a Beretta.
yeah, Gorik is armed to the teeth, so you're
Yeah.
absolutely able to give people additional weapons. Jake, you're able to essentially you check Rock and Kathy and Rock. Kathy and Co. are
Oh.
they're pretty integrated into like they kind of go and they
They have their
go to
spot.
different stations. Yeah, they're pretty integrated into this life here, so you don't have to check with them. But you do check with Fiddler if you guys want to give Fiddler any additional weapons or if Fiddler has anything.
Hitler's good.
Just to say,
Fiddler's
Fiddler,
good.
what
Okay.
you want? Okay, you're good. All right.
Good. Okay. What is Fiddler doing? Slow down, Rebecca. What is Fiddler doing
name.
during?
She's excited about
Yeah.
this TPK. I mean,
I'm
come
so
on.
excited. I'm so excited.
It's
not gonna be a
the
TPK,
brain's
but-
going a million miles a second. You're like, come on, mouth, pick it up here. Come on.
Okay,
Keep up,
sees
keep
everyone
up.
else going to do what they're doing, and he's also watching, the power being rerouted. He understands what's
Yep.
going on, so he calls
Yep.
Cerberus over. It's like, "Hey, Cerberus, got a question for you."
Chibi shipdog bounds over and like comes up to your knee, but of course just goes right through it and then like backs up.
How dire is the power systems on the station right now?
Two for the knack with a generator.
It's not great,
Mm.
Cerberus. But they seem to be managing. There are a couple bleeds in the system where you're losing power, but it's not anything where the shields are going to fail immediately. It's more so just they are juggling to maintain the current power they have under this bombardment.
Are you busy?
No, I was going to let you know that we actually, if you scanned our cargo that we brought with us, we have our
Probably
version.
in our bag. You probably brought it up with us.
No, an aquatic generator
Come
is
with
a
me.
little bit bigger, I think.
It's pretty big. Yeah.
Come with me.
No. They're
Yeah, no,
They're
yeah.
Oh
pretty
no, the
big.
big ones, not yet, because they had the
Yeah.
smaller ones later.
We have a
yeah.
generator
Yeah.
that's about the equivalent of a ZPM, so
That could be very helpful. We should go together to get it.
yes,
Let's go,
let's
Fiddler.
go.
This is
Show me.
sus.
Lead on. I am worried
Yes. We're going to take a small detour
now. Oh shit.
before we get.
And this is when
Cerberus
Cerberus
says
goes
that.
rogue.
Cerberus says that as you step into the transporter, and
transporter.
before you have a moment to react, Cerberus activates the transporter. And Cerberus,
like,
where you
"What?"
going? What you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I would like. Fiddler's very good with computers and finding
are.
ways indoors and outside of doors.
Mm-hmm.
And I have lots of clearance. I would like to just check some backlogs.
Okay, absolutely.
I feel like Fiddler might be very good at doing that, but
So you
might also
do-
need my clearance.
You do know, essentially, like the backup computers, they're in a essentially a no atmo section right now. It's in one of the rings, but there is a backup station. You wouldn't have as much access as you normally would, but you imagine you can get what you're looking for there, so you are able to take Fiddler there.
We're not going to go to we're going to go right now to the backup places. Let's go, Fiddler. And it's just like loping, and we're like in some other place right
no, okay,
now.
so you're teleported. The teleporter elevator activates as Cerberus says that we're going somewhere else, and you step out into a darkened hallway. It's a little hard to breathe in here, like not no air, but very thin air. Which you're from like a subterranean moon, so that you're not totally unfamiliar with that feeling. It doesn't make you uncomfortable or anything. It's just something to note. There's not a ton of air in here. The lights, the low lights that are here, they flicker a little. This seems to be an auxiliary hallway, something like that. It's not a priority to be heavily powered
it's
right
dark.
now.
Fiddler is at home.
Happy, yeah.
Dark and low oxygen. It's like I can't
It's very
now.
familiar. Yeah, very familiar. Cerberus, where are you taking Fiddler?
We'll have to be quick.
We need the power for the station.
Let's go.
Oh God! I'm loping after the chibi ship dog.
Yep.
We're going to a computer terminal that keeps records of entrances and exits, who has the Stargate, when it was used and was not used, who's used security keys to let people in and out of the ship. If there is visual footage of the things going on. I would like, Fiddler, I have some questions about somewhere between 250 and 300 years ago that I would like to know about now rather than later. Would you mind? I feel as if I might have clearance, but you seem very good at getting in and out of things. I have some questions.
Okay. Now is a very interesting time to think about this, but let's just go ahead and get it done so we can look at the other things then.
Everyone else is distracted. It's the perfect time.
Yes.
Where
I'm just a little concerned. So let's go. I want to know who came in our Stargate last, and if there were any unusual communications. Something out of the ordinary.
If Cerberus gives him access, he will
absolutely. Yeah. So you guys, Cerberus essentially leads you through this hallway, and at the end of this hallway, there is it looks like a storage closet door. Fiddler, you physically have to get it's slightly open. You have to get your hands in there and physically yank it open because it's not powered currently.
I can't help with that.
No, you can't. But you are able to get in, and you see essentially an ancient computer database that's here. It looks a little dusty, nobody's been here in a really long time. But go ahead, you can roll me. Whoever would like to roll, that's totally fine. One of you will roll with advantage.
I will assist.
Okay. So it can be either a science check or an investigation check, whichever y'all prefer.
Okay, they're all about the same.
Okay.
All right, so since I'm working with technology that's higher level than normal, do I get my attention die?
You'll get your attention die, which I believe is still a D8.
I think that's what it was set at. Okay, so
you know what?
Let's bump it up to a D10.
Yeah, it's not a new mission, but it is a new scenario. So make it a D10. Our tension die is currently a D10.
A D10.
That sounds appropriate for what's
that's
outside.
Not appropriate. For a decaying.
And I will just say that the minute
D12.
you start working, not to stress you out, I just say, I would be a little concerned there might have been some sort of inner sabotage. I would like to rule out that possibility.
All right, I'm going to roll investigation. So 24 and 25.
25, funnily enough.
That's what you
needed. What you needed.
That's what I need.
25. So it takes you 10 seconds with Cerberus's clearance to get into the system and look back 250, 300 years and find.
By the way, we're going with this backup because I imagine most people are not monitoring this. This is just one of that sort of
people are busy right now. There's an attack going on. They're worried about the power and nobody's looking at these backup systems. So, about Fiddler.
What are you doing?
Goa'uld, you're not here. Goa'uld is not here in this moment. Go back upstairs.
I love
Goa'uld.
We
What
all
are you
love
doing?
Gork.
What's
Nothing.
going on? So,
Just do it, man.
293 years ago, Fiddler, you
Mhm.
pull up video footage. You see the Stargate activate.
Mhm.
You can comb through pretty quickly, like the remainder of the cameras of Yonkel Station. 293 years ago, there was nobody here. The station was dark, essentially. You see the Stargate activate, and you see Lacan step through the Stargate. She goes to the command center that you guys were just in. And you can see with Cerberus's access that she was essentially waking the station up. She was activating systems, bare minimum, bare bones, so essentially the what was required to get the station up and running with the life support that she
Maintenance?
activated. Yeah, like essentially with the life support she activated, this was probably maintenance. And if you look further back in like 300 years before that, she did the same thing, essentially. It looks like every 300 to 400 years she comes back and checks on the station and makes sure everything is okay. 293 years ago, she went upstairs. That's what she was doing. It looks like she was activating enough life support for roughly an accompaniment of about 20 people. And you do know, again, last time she did this, she did the same thing. She comes in the forward, make sure everything's okay, and then brings in a couple of her Jaffa to help her with whatever it is she's doing. You cycle through a couple days, and then about 10-15 days after she's arrived, after her accompaniment has arrived, you find the Stargate activates again, and you see First Prime Svarl step through the Stargate.
That punk.
He steps through and immediately disappears. You're not sure. You don't see him on any of the scans, any of the reports. You imagine he had some type of cloaking device. About an hour or two later, when the Stargate activated, you did see Lacan and her accompaniment essentially go into like sentry mode. They're like, why did the Stargate activate? You can't, there's no audio. You imagine that she sends out a couple patrols, a couple teams to do some searches and look for whoever it was that came in. You imagine they probably had cameras. They had access to this. They saw Svarl come in and then disappear, and they were looking for them. About an hour, 2 hours later, the sensors go haywire. They go dark. Essentially, there's like this huge spike in energy, and then every sensor in the system, in the station, not the system, in the station goes dark. For about, as you're clocking it, you're watching the blip, essentially. It goes dark for about 30 minutes. When the sensors come back on, it takes a little bit of time for them to reboot, but they do. And you can see, essentially, you see the reports that Lacan pulls up. You can have access to that data. And there is a huge fleet approaching the relay station. The sensors recognize it as Kolchotos' forces. They recognize that it's significant. Essentially, Lacan starts activating a couple of systems, and as you see these, because Cerberus is seeing the same thing you're seeing, Cerberus, you recognize this as the station's failsafe. Essentially, if the station were ever in a situation where they weren't going to be able to get out of it, or last line of defense kind of thing, they could activate the relays to essentially self-destruct, electromagnetic, destroy everything. You see the scenario.
All the relays have been destroyed.
Yeah. They've all been destroyed. You see that pulse went out. And as you're reading the reports that came in, luck of the draw had it that all of the ship, not all of them, but the majority of the relays were destroyed by the ships as they impacted, as they were fired upon, things like that. You're not sure. You rolled that 25 though, so you would find that report. Essentially you see a report from the con, and it's just like a memo essentially that says station's not lost, but I need to make it seem like it is, otherwise he's going to come back. And then you see a report essentially that it looked like you don't know how she did it. Even Cerberus, you're not quite sure how she did it, but she made it look like the Yonkel station exploded, like it was totally destroyed, and the remainder of the ships left. The very few of the fleet that survived the relay stations. Yeah, the relay stations. And that's what happened about 293 years ago.
Could you keep looking? Lucian went to sleep about that time. Could you just check, please?
You check that, and you do see that Lacan sent out a message. Cerberus, you're
Lucian?
not sure how. Yeah, you're not sure how Lucian got that message without it being relayed through to you.
Yeah.
You do see that the signal she sends it to seems to be like a personal device, like it's a register that you know he has, but you didn't realize he was getting messages on, essentially. And if you would like, you can retrace it, and there's only like 3 other messages that have ever been sent to that personal device. If you read them,
I imagine
essentially
it's private.
Yeah. The first one that you glance at is essentially like saying like, I miss you, I'm glad you're okay.
I stopped watching.
Ixora, they say, hey boo, essentially. That's what they are.
Yeah.
And
How
then
you doing?
if you
Miss you.
Yeah, if you read that, yeah, how you doing, girl? Or guy. If you read that last message that came through, essentially it said, station compromise, keep Cerberus safe.
Thank you, Fiddler. This brings up a small problem.
All right. What can I help with?
Well, it seems as if Prime Svarl knows how to access our Stargate, and if he did it before, he might do it again.
He's in our prison.
I don't know if you had to worry about that too much because he's a guest of SGP. A rather unwilling guest because he wanted us to kill him, and we didn't want to kill him. So
I will let you know, you don't see any record of First Prime Svarl leaving the station. Just FYI. Just a little tidbit.
He had to have left at some point, or
Possibly.
or Cold Chotos goes, "You're my new First Prime. You are now Svarl." This is unless it looks like the same guy. Or he had a twin.
It was his twin brother!
His twin brother, Svarl and Svarl!
He's
the person on the screen on the video does look exactly
Dawn,
like
how could
Svarl.
you?
He at least the person that looks like him, that guy right there, was captured by us 3-4 months ago.
But presumably Colt Chotos knows how to access our station through the Stargate.
Funnily enough.
Oh, no!
Since now that you mention
Funnily enough, as you
I just
say
want to
that,
say we should stop that from happening.
And the shield goes up immediately.
Well,
And I'm
at
just
the
like,
emergency station.
we should stop that from
just
happening, right?
Take the atmosphere to the Stargate room. It's fine. Just take the atmosphere.
You know, or there might be stuff that stops that. Who knows?
Oh no!
No.
Okay, but smash cut, right? It's sort of like, cute dog, that could be a problem, right? And you're like, your face.
Yep. You, Cerberus, you recognize, you essentially get an alert that the wormhole, the hyperspace window opens up and drops a Goa'uld mothership into orbit, and at the same moment, the Stargate dials in.
Oh no.
Shut down the Stargate. Do something. And I
Upstairs.
Head Stargate.
I'm on
And
life
you can just see
support.
little chibi dog on little screens. Stargate.
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 Panicking.
It's like the
Clippy?
It's like the
Is
well,
it
no,
like
I was gonna say
Clippy
like,
at the
like
bottom,
the
but it's
Jurassic Park,
Cerberus?
The DNA guy. Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's Cerberus saying Stargate.
Mm.
Yeah,
So-
we're at the Stargate. Oh, it's activating.
I need everybody, please
Just say,
roll me some initiative.
Gork, meet me in
Oh.
the
Just to see who goes in what order, who gets to act first.
Oh, mine
I
is
have a
just
question.
terrible.
room.
Can we get advantage because we saw that it was coming?
No.
Oh.
Dang it.
It essentially, you knew it was coming, you didn't know when it was coming. It kind of
Yeah,
snapped right.
Oh
at the
my
moment.
gosh, it's the best initiative I've got in this entire game. An 18.
Okay, it's not loading for me. Let me
Hey, we got a pretty good little stack going.
We do have a pretty good little stuff going.
Roll 20 hates me. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I have to reload my screen.
You're fine.
And
I
get
have an
y'all some-
18.
Ooh.
Cerberus is 17. Next is Goa'uld, then Fiddler, and then Jake with a 15, 14,
Worried.
12.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's worry.
Okay. 18, 17, 15, 14, 12. Love it. I'm gonna roll. We'll do 4 groups. We'll do the ships outside.
I know how he left. He stayed camouflaged the whole time and left with Lacan whenever she left 393 years ago.
Who
And then,
knows?
and then powered up whatever Stargate. to
Or
get
he's
back
still
home.
here.
Ooh, or
That
he's
would
still
suck.
here, and we have a fake Svarl, or there's the clone of Svarl, or Svarl's evil twin. I don't know. I like to think that we have the good twin in prison if the evil twin's still here. Don't
Okay,
like that nat
so-
20, but they got a nat 1 too. So that's
First up, we have this person. And then we have
me.
Exora, and then Cerberus. Then we have Goa'uld. It's so funny that they rolled the 20. That's perfect. I love it.
That's not called Chotos. That's like that 20 is like the loser adjutant who's like the comic relief. Goa'uld, that one?
Sure. Let's go with that.
He's
Cool.
he's
Cool.
the Jaffa on toilet scrubbing duty. He's
Sure.
just gonna
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So we have them, Exora, Cerberus, then Goa'uld, then
Fiddler.
then Jake, then
Other guy.
Yep. We'll do them.
It's one, all of us, and then on the rest of them.
And then the 2 is them. And then that one's kind of bad. That's really bad that that one's last, but it's fine.
Is it
okay.
bad or is it awesome?
Let you guys decide. So, first to act, unfortunately, is the Goa'uld mothership.
Oh no. That's what nat 20 is.
Unfortunately. So,
Okay.
they, as you guys know, motherships
Does
from
it
time
happen
time,
to look like Colchotos's mothership?
It does.
So you have seen that
Wild.
one. Oh wow.
Wild.
Okay, but
but
it's just a mistake though, right?
Do we
'Cause it's
get
not
a message
Colchotos,
that's
it's
all
just
like, "Hi, I'm unhinged. Give me your stuff. I want
Give
your
me
research.
everything."
Die, Lacan.
You know,
No.
Fuck
No.
you.
guys, there's no more First Prime Sparl around to keep him
To
sane.
keep him, I know.
Oh,
Not that he was doing
no.
much of a job of keeping him
No.
sane.
But he was doing better than he
Yeah.
is now. So,
Well,
the mothership, as you guys know from time to time, do have Stargates aboard.
they do.
The Stargate activates,
maybe it's a good
and
thing he comes
unfortunately, since the station is currently in the process of rerouting all of their power into the shields. They
Uh-huh.
do not have enough power to activate the Iris-esque shield
That's
that they would have.
fine.
So, Fiddler and Cerberus, you guys do currently have access to like all of the backup camera footage. So you see several hundred.
Oh,
They just kind of keep piling through.
Uh-huh.
I'll say let's say there's about 150, about 150
uh-huh.
or so Jaffa
Lock doors. Lock
come
doors.
marching through the
Slow him down.
come marching through the gate room, which is just a level below.
The
Control
natural generator could have been helpful here.
center.
Uh-huh.
Could have been
Yeah, I know.
real helpful.
It's okay. You
Glad
can
you guys
still
didn't
get to
think
your
Bring
elevator
it with ya.
and still go down and
Well,
get it. That's gonna be your
I'm
secret
running
mission at the start of
upwards.
next season. Is just get the Naquita generator.
I'm gonna roll. They roll. Okay.
Thinking
And
about
then we're gonna
overloading it
roll.
and sending it to the
To the mothership. I was
mothership.
thinking that's not a bad idea
Mhm.
because Colchotos is probably still on there.
You guys, this fucking sucks.
See,
I
she's
don't
been
like
giggling
that
this
laugh.
whole time.
Oh
She knew
my god! Oh my god!
we're all gonna die before we get, like.
All right.
Here's the TPK.
Here
Here's the
it comes.
TPK.
Yeah, hope
Here it
you're
comes.
ready.
We get one more, and it determines some things. Okay.
I was gonna say,
okay.
if you roll
Two.
another
Good.
20,
A 2 is good. A 2 is good. So, for
It's a
those
12,
of you who
net 20, net 22.
yeah, so for those of you who can't see our roll, because I don't think we have that up right now.
No, it didn't
I
fit.
rolled a 12, a natural 20, a natural 20, and a 2 for some of the actions that this accompaniment of Jaffa are going to take.
Yeah.
So, and they rolled really well. Really
That's
well.
good for them.
So they unfortunately are very familiar with the schematics of Yonkel Station
Uh-oh.
and know where they're going and know where they're at. So you
Uh-huh.
see an accompaniment of several. I want to say, let's just roll for it. Let's do
2D100.
no, we're gonna do, because there's about 150 of them. About 56 of them stay in the Stargate room.
Okay.
The remainder,
Third of them. Okay.
the remainder third of them, essentially pile in to several different teleporters,
Uh-huh.
and a group, about half of that group goes up to the control room,
Uh-huh.
and the
No.
other half goes somewhere that you guys can't see. You don't
No.
quite know where they
No.
go.
No.
So,
No.
They
No.
storm in to the control room, and everyone there, you
Uh-huh.
guys are pretty busy trying to keep all of the
Yeah.
systems.
I did say Stargate.
You did.
You did.
You maybe
did.
get one action before. Yeah.
You did. Suddenly, the control room is flooded with, so I said there's about 150.
Maybe they
56
just
of them
did
stayed,
thirds?
divided by 2.
warm up the
There's
neurotoxin.
about 50 Jaffa
It's like a
come
15
into
each,
the control
yeah.
room.
Oh,
There's about a dozen plus you guys in this
Uh-huh.
control room. They have
I
all of their
started
weapons
blast.
lined, and they
Oh.
they don't fire. They're
Huh?
not firing, but they are essentially getting ready to.
Ooh,
And
okay.
Ixora,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Well, I was
Valkyrie.
finagling with the life control or life support.
You were, and currently it's a little volatile with all the
Yeah.
bombardments going outside. So
Yeah. So before we have to all surrender, very dramatically for this finale at the very end, I want to just cut it off of the gate room.
okay,
Because I don't know where the other ones went,
right.
and I don't know how
Before
many
you
there were
do
total,
that,
but I would like to just say
Okay.
goodbye, oxygen, to the gate room.
I love that. I love that.
Get rid of a third of
Um,
them, maybe.
Breathing
Roll me-
creature out from my own heart.
Yeah.
Roll me a D100, please,
I would love
Ixora.
to roll you a D100. Oh no, okay.
I forgot. Sorry. I was just so
42.
nervous.
42. Okay. Okay.
It's the answer to the universe, right? That's
That
the...
is
It is.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you, Ixora, for that D100. That determines something.
Uh-huh.
To cut
Is it a
off the
good
life
thing?
support, you'll find out.
Okay.
To cut off the life support to the Stargate room,
Yes.
please go ahead and roll me a science or an engineering check,
I'll
whichever
roll
you prefer.
you a science check, and I am gonna add my tension die.
Perfect. It's a D10
Use
currently.
one of my
Actually,
Eureka
you know
points.
what? You know what? You guys have been invaded by about 150 Goa'uld or Goa'uld Jaffa. Go ahead and roll a D12. We're gonna bump up the tension die to a D12.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I love this.
Yeah,
Science.
this is a
More
tense moment.
science. A nat 20 plus.
Love it.
Roll that
1d12.
12.
26.
26 plus 8 is 34.
34.
That's a
Instantaneous.
good time to roll a nat 20. I'm not gonna lie.
That's a perfect time to roll a nat 20.
And when if anyone else comes
You-
through the open Stargate, they're not gonna have a good time
No, they're not. They're not.
until they fix
So-
it, and they're probably not gonna realize it because I'm gonna exit out of that tab so they can't see what I
Yeah.
just did.
So it takes you seconds. You see all of these Jaffa flooding in.
Coming
They've
in,
got
I'm like,
They've got
Gate
zaps.
room.
They've got the big staves that I can never remember the names of. They've got they are ready to take you guys essentially hostage.
Uh-huh.
You very quickly you see that they're coming in. You've got your tab open. You see that they're coming in through the Stargate. Very quick, takes you 2 seconds. You pop it, exit out of the tab.
Uh-huh. So now they have to pull it up if they want to see what's happening in there. Yep.
Fiddler.
That's
and
my turn.
Cerberus.
Have fun, everybody else. And then I turn around and go, 'cause
Yeah.
there's nothing I can do. Whoop.
So Fiddler
That's
and
my-
Cerberus. Hold
Yeah.
on, 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, we're about to
So-
die because of this now.
So, no.
No, you're not in the
yes, I
gate
am.
room.
Just hold on. You are watching the cameras. You are seeing all of this live. You see, you can see Ixora in the control room. She does something very quickly
So
and then exits out of the
Glad you
tab.
get to witness
You
Ixora's
see
mass murder. The near
In-
pacifist.
in the gate room. You can see these systems, Fiddler. Essentially, you don't have access to them, but you can see them. You can see what's happening.
Mhm.
She cuts off the light support. The air very quickly is used up. You notice you have access to the life signs detectors as well.
It's like a sensor suite, right?
Yeah, so before those, Jaffa entered and those 56 stayed, there was about 15 additional life signs in the gate room. You imagine those were Jaffa of the Khan
Oops.
that are also dying now. In
Hmm.
addition to Kolchotos's forces that came in. Just that tidbit of information that you see. Cerberus, it's your turn. You essentially have
Two
one
things.
action before things
I
happen.
would like to do two. I would like to do a quick flip and then say a thing.
Okay, sure.
I would like to do the quick flip is like, it's just, when you've got all the security cameras and you can just look at the different ones.
Okay.
I just bop like a little beep reaction to the other space where they would go just to see how that is.
So you're wanting to look where that third force went.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to
so
check
so you, as a
Which
Fiddler,
means
you
Fiddler's
see
gonna
this.
see it.
Yeah. Essentially, Cerberus pulls up the cameras for a floor that you didn't recognize. This is like, now that you see it, you recognize the blip in the data that this is, but there's a whole level of this station that is completely dark, completely blacked, like black box locked behind a door kind of thing. You can't see it, and you don't even know it's there until until Cerberus pulls it up. You see the readouts that you get, and the camera that you see is you see hundreds of stasis pods, and you see essentially you're getting life signs of both. There's like little stasis pods for Goa'uld babies. You imagine these are Lacan's Goa'uld babies, and then you also see stasis pods of Lacan's Jaffa. As you guys are watching, the Jaffa, Cultural Jaffa come in, and they start firing at the power couplings for these stasis pods. You see that they're not taking out all of them. They're leaving about a fourth here, a fourth of the Jaffa and a fourth of the Goa'uld, but they are systematically destroying the rest.
Fiddler,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know where we are. We're the station and all of our friends' only hope. Our family's only hope. We need to get to the vents. Follow me.
I have all these plans, and you just keep deciding things. Like if you'd let me to the Naquadah, we would have power. If you'd let me, we have to stop the flow.
Let's go.
Why don't we use the teleporter, go back to the ship, and let me get my bomb and make it go boom?
Bring up the teleporter camera.
Okay. The teleporter you guys are at does not seem to be monitored at the moment. The teleporter into the gate room was being it's not anymore. Like they're dying. They're pretty much all dead at this point. It was being monitored. It is no longer being monitored.
A few eggs to make an omelet.
Right. The transporter into the control room is currently there's like about 5 Jaffa that are facing it ready. And then also same thing with the stasis room as well. They don't appear to be monitoring the hangar bay at this particular
for
moment.
now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take him where he needs to go stealthily. We will
Okay.
be the ones who've not been caught yet, who are needing to sneak about.
Uh-huh.
I will
Okay.
help him
So
be sneaky,
Stargate.
since I know this place. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I know the
so
station.
Then,
I will help him be stealthy.
Fiddler, Cerberus, you don't need a roll stealth check. You're a hologram. You can be super stealthy. Fiddler, when we get to your turn, we can roll that, and then we'll do your actions as well.
Okay.
But first, it is now Gorik's turn. Gorik, you have a moment to act as all of these Jaffa flood the control room.
Okay. I put 30 seconds on the timer. They got 30 seconds to talk me out of not blowing them up.
How would you blow them up?
The block of C4 I have in my backpack.
In your backpack. Okay. Do you currently have that out? Do you have it activated?
No, I activate it in the backpack, and I just, I'm holding the backpack.
Okay.
And counting down in my head, obviously.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your action? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, just put a nice ticking clock there.
Priming the.
Ticking clock?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Fiddler.
Oh, my turn.
You can roll your stealth check, and then you can take an action if you would like.
Okay.
Does he have advantage because I can guide him?
Yeah, you would have
Good.
advantage. Yeah,
Because that went from an 8 to a 20.
a 20. Yeah.
Okay.
You're also in a part of the station that they don't seem to give a shit about at the moment. So, what would you like to do, Fiddler?
All right, Cerberus. If we could get back to your to you.
Yes.
Do you have the capability to transport items?
Yes.
Okay. What I'm thinking,
I would have to get outside of the station because of the shielding, and that might be a problem.
okay, that is a problem.
Since we don't have the control room, but you might be able to get remote access. You were good at that sort of a thing.
All right, what we have right now is we have a the gate room that has been closed off and is inoperable for us for now. We have your black room, which is in trouble. You have the control room with a whole bunch of Jaffa that is in trouble, and we have a System Lord, big badass ship sitting out there being an asshole. I wanted to try and just blow that up because I'm good making things blow up. But if I can't transport it from your ship, if we leave, we're a target immediately.
Yes, but also we'd have to bring the shields down to get out.
Is there a part of the is there a part of the station that can still teleport that's not included in the shields?
They're the areas of the station that don't have oxygen that have been opened
There's probably
to
suits on the ship.
space.
All right. If we get to the ship and I can get into a suit, can you lead me to a place where we can drag that bomb with
Yes.
us? Let's go.
Yes. All right, this way.
Off we go.
Y'all head on. I love it. I love it.
This is so
Jake
Stargate.
Miller. It is your turn, Jake.
Yep, I was reading.
So, to recap what has happened. Ixor did something at her station and then closed out a tab. You
Real
can't tell what
fast.
she did.
Real fast.
Yeah,
Then
real
they,
fast.
they've got the little
Probably.
bouncy screensaver on it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goric primed and readied a 30-second timer on his C4 that's in his backpack.
And I'm surrendered. I've got my arms up.
Yeah. You don't know where Fiddler is. You haven't heard from Cerberus other than the pop-up that Cerberus sent that said Stargate, like literal seconds before these Jaffa came in. What would you like to do?
I was going to activate my defensive posture feat,
Okay.
to where everybody in the team within 2 meters gets a +2 to their AC.
Ooh.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
temporary AC buff for you guys.
Okay.
Mhm.
So with the length of this room, you can get Goric, you can get Lucian, and you can get one of Lacan's Jaffa, essentially, in your sphere.
Okay. Then that's what I will do.
Okay.
Ready weapon, try and take cover behind something, and then that's it, I guess.
There are a couple like stations that you could move behind. They'll provide some cover, but nothing too crazy, unfortunately.
Yeah,
This does not.
just some is better than none because
Yeah.
we're surrounded.
Yeah, that you get the feeling from a like strategic military mindset that this is a research station. Their defense was the shields, and the fact that they got through them, they're kind of caught with their pants down, kind of vibe.
Awkward.
Just like how I feel right now.
Yep. So that ends your turn. It is now Lacan's turn. Lacan, let's roll. And I guess that's important. Yeah, it's really important. We'll do. Okay. No. She essentially one of the Jaffa that was able, they come in, they flank, they circle around. A pair of Jaffa come up to her, and one of them like slams the butt of their staff and knocks her out.
Oh no.
She is totally unconscious. Let me roll.
You need to add some of those nat 20s you were rolling on our side.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Was she?
Okay.
She wasn't even able to lock eyes with Lucian before that happened.
No,
So I have to
no.
wait. Damn it.
No, she knows he's here, but she has not had a chance to see him yet. Speaking of Lucian,
Sora looks
now-
frustrated, but not because Lacan's unconscious. I mean, yes, but no, but yes, but no.
So she is unconscious. It is Lucian's turn now. He is.
Oh, Fiddler's the perfect person to have on the outside. Also, he
Heck
can
yeah.
phase through walls and shit. Yes, no, this was a.
He
this
can.
is
He can.
the ideal like.
It's surprisingly-
split group right now. Yes.
Surprisingly works out a little okay for you guys. It should be fine.
Uh-huh.
Because Fiddler has gained my trust.
Yes, I love it. So
He still doesn't have level 2
Lucian-
security.
Yeah, but not level 2 security.
nope. So on Lucian's
We
turn,
can get you
he
level 2 security.
he sees that Lacan is hit, and he goes over. And despite the fact that there's two Jaffa essentially with weapons on her, he very quickly for his age, he's
so
very old. I'd like to reiterate that, very old. He's ancient, literally. He goes and he's able to essentially, she's bleeding from her head. He's able to put pressure on the wound and stabilize her because she was not doing too hot with that natural one. So that is Lucian's turn. It is now the final turn.
Uh-oh.
The mothership.
And Kolchotos walks through the Stargate and starts going.
Why is this the final turn?
Because we live on a cliffhanger. Living on the edge of a cliffhanger. 12 and a 21, okay. Sure, that's. Is that the Gollum and Smeagol sides of Kolchotos having a talk?
So, oh, you know what? I forgot. No, they go at the top of the round. Okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
Good.
I was gonna be like, I forgot the Jaffa, but no, they
No,
go at the
no,
top.
they got the nat
That's why they
20.
came in first. They got the nat 20.
It's okay. I couldn't vent the atmosphere without them coming in. Although
That's very true.
I could have vented the atmosphere, and then they could have all gotten asphyxiated.
That's very true. That's
Oh, well.
very true. It just
A third
worked
ain't
out.
bad.
Yeah, it just worked out that they rolled the 20, and then they rolled 2 natural 20s on
They
their
did.
actions. So, okay, so you all feel it as the station is slammed. Essentially, there's one huge attack, and everybody, you don't lose your balance. The Jaffa don't lose their balance. Yeah, essentially, the everything shakes. You guys, nobody loses their balance. Nobody, falls over. The Jaffa are able to keep their positions and keep you guys under fire. Essentially, not firing on you, but you know what I mean. And you hear there is a station-wide audio that comes, and Cerberus, this comes through you. Fiddler, it's a little disorienting because suddenly there's this voice coming out of the holographic Cerberus, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? You hear Kolchotos
Oh no.
aboard his mothership. I know you're in there, and I'm gonna get everything that you stole from me, and I will get Svarro, and we will be again we will be. I'm coming for you.
Like a bad breakup.
It's a very bad breakup. Congratulations! You guys lived till the beginning of the next season.
I was gonna say, this is
We
how-
haven't
yep.
TPK'd yet.
This is how the episode ends.
Oh, and our
The
season
game.
ends.
And the season just not the episode, but the season ends on a cliffhanger.
Ooh.
Cole, we'll see. It's possibly a pre-TPK. It depends on what you guys
It
wrote
could
at the
be
beginning.
a pre-TPK.
Who knows? We'll see.
We'll start
We'll see
off
what
next
you
season with a
guys-
TPK
Keep
and
the
roll up new
TPK, and then we're
characters.
starting
New characters,
SGP 4.
episode 2.
Or
Like
Or the new
literally,
SGP
the
3.
episode starts with
Alright.
massive gunfire and ends with dead bodies.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then
New
episode
characters.
2 starts, and we're all new people. We're all like,
Yeah.
I'm the Goa'uld, I'm the Jaffa, and then Trips the.
We're playing
Retaliate.
SGP4 that's been sent in,
The
or like
next-
yeah.
You guys are now the D team. Anyway.
Oh.
Thank
Every
you
time
guys
we
so
get
much.
TPK, we get demoted.
Or you get promoted up. I mean,
Maybe you're
you
2.
might
Yeah,
make
maybe
it-
you're Phoenix 2.
I doubt we'd be SGP 2. Have you seen our
No.
roles?
Yeah. I am very sorry for the roles that I gave tonight. It makes for
I'm not.
fantastic story. I
Oh my
love
gosh,
it. But at the
yes.
same time, it could have ended very differently. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed that last episode. I know it was a little, we had, some tension at the beginning, but it kind of really cranked up there at the end. So let's go around. Tell me, who you are, what you're doing, what your favorite moment was, either from this episode or from the season, whatever you prefer.
Or both.
We don't have any dates. We don't have any plans currently for a season 2. We will be doing a season 2 of Stargate Flames of Hope in the future. Again, don't know when, don't have any plans for it. So just keep an eye out, keep an ear out. And we will definitely do that. My name is Nuggetosaurus. I am your Gate Master for the final time tonight, for the final time for the foreseeable future. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Thank you guys for entertaining my love of Stargate and letting me, kind of tell this story with you guys. I loved every moment of this campaign. I love all the wrenches that you guys threw in my plans. I loved throwing wrenches in y'all's plans. I love Ixora, just shipping everybody and everything. It's phenomenal. It's very wholesome of her. I love Lieutenant Jake Miller, how he's always like, I mean, we shouldn't do this, but sure, let's do this. Just kind of like going along with the rest of the party. I loved Goa'uld and just his love for Tal'ri food. Like, I was not expecting that to be something that developed, and it did, and it's hilarious. And I love how willing he is to blow everybody up
All the time.
just because fuck Colchotos. I love it. I love Fiddler. I love his science and just throwing wrenches in my plans. But like, no, you can't do that. And then you rolling for it and you're like, okay, I guess you can, sure. And I freaking love having Trooper here as a guest. And who knows? Maybe when we come back, Trooper will be a guest in season 2 as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see where we're at when that happens. But yeah, that's me. Again, I'm Nugatosaurus. You can find me on this channel pretty much exclusively. We'll be back with Stargate eventually. And Lindy, I'm going to hand it off to you. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. We're going to continue going around, and I'll go super lasties. We're going to go in reverse order that we started with. So Jake Miller, how was tonight for you, sir?
It was great. It's like a Stargate episode. Although, odds of survival, I'm giving us a 60-40 shot. 60 where we're going to die, 40 will make it. So that's what I'm thinking right now. So yeah, I really like the story. I liked our first season. This is great. I love Stargate. And I'm excited for more at a later time. And maybe we'll make new characters. Maybe we'll still be alive. Who knows? Tune in next time. So yep, Shiny Pilot. Thanks everybody for watching.
Did you have any favorite parts, or was I clicking other things when you said that?
No. I just enjoyed the show. So
Okay. Love to have you here as our fearless leader. Question marks. Goa'uld, how was tonight for you?
Oh, great! Unlike Jake Miller, I have a 100%, or plan on 100% chance of survival. Yes, but tonight, my favorite part was definitely sneaking up on the ships and making them crash into each other. Yeah, that was a good part, and yeah, just it was a great game, and thank you for gate mastering for us and stuff, and thank everybody for playing, and Trooper for and yeah. All right, have a good day.
Thank you. Wonderful. Speaking of Trooper, Cerberus, how was tonight for you? Thank you for guesting.
That was a super tense finale. It was the visuals. I could see it. There was that montage, and there was Goa'uld who's just like, I've got some C4 and a timer in my bag, and you don't even know, but I'm going to take everybody out. And then there's Jake Miller being like, I'm going to protect everybody. And then there's Lacan getting struck in the head, and then Lucian rushing over there to stop the bleeding. And there's all of the children being murdered. And then there's all the Jaffa coming in. And then there's, then there's Xor being I was like, a good friend of mine, Cerberus, did this earlier. Let's do it again, but with more people. And then just taking out all sorts and then there's the ghost in the shell that's Fiddler, and with Hal's ship, Cerberus being they don't know where we are. Let's go check things out. It was just and then there was the creepiness of Colchotos being going to come and get you. And I was like, ooh, you're so creepy. So it was amazing that. That, by the way, was all my love. That was just me giving love to that amazingness. It is so epic. It is so epic. It was so Stargate finale. I can't even imagine how it could have been more Stargate finale. I don't think it could have. So that was amazing. I want to thank you. I tried my very best to help out as best I could. At least I know the back doors. And I feel like what's going to happen is that Fiddler's going to get a bomb, going to spacewalk out in the thing, and there's going to be like a tense bluff, and then there's going to be like everyone's going to do their thing. It's going to be like, oh, we're totally surrendered, but then they're not. There's going to be a switcheroo, uno reverso, and then we win. That is just what I'm going to hope, and it'll be really. Oh my goodness. I have to stop talking because it was just too much in the best way. But I'm Trooper SJP. It was amazing. It was lovely. It was an honor. It was. Nuggetosaurus should be very, very proud of herself because that was phenomenal. And I hope you know it, Nugget. And you can find me on Friday at my channel at 7 p.m. I'm going to be doing a solo RPG. I don't know which one. I can't even think right now because this was so amazing. That's me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. And Fiddler, how was tonight for you?
Oh, outstanding. I could do all the fiddling. That was Fiddler fiddling tonight in all aspects. No, this was great. Like everything that Trooper said, this was the most Stargate of Stargate episodes. This was a finale. This was a mid-season bump, into the second half of the season. It was all rolled into one greatness. With all of the just like what and him too, these guys too, and this on top, like, and then her maniacal giggling as she kept rolling natural 20s just made it that much better. It was absolutely wonderful. Favorite parts of the season, I would say our guests, having Jonathan Fry here and having Trooper SJP playing with us made for, we play all the time and we know each other, and having other excellent people come and join us and just throw us for a loop, shake up the consistency that we have and get a little bit more fun injected into the game just makes it that much more special for us to get to play. And so I have just had a ball. This has been fun. Nugget, you're amazing. This is great. I mean, this is so far from Snakes on a Train. This is.
Listen, that was Snakes on the Train was, first of all, it was like 5-6 years ago.
It was.
Like,
and it was so much fun.
It was fun, but it was so bad. I'm glad you enjoyed this one.
But thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who was watching. This was great. Have a good night.
Thank you. And that just leaves me. Oh my gosh, my favorite parts. I loved stirring the pot romantically. That's my love for myself. I just love shipping all the things. And having a character who ships.
I got you some back.
You did? And that's part of my favorite of Cerberus, of being like, Fiddler, Ixor's in love with you. Fiddler's like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Just because he knows Ixor. It's like, no, she likes shipping. Just not herself. Whoosh. I love that. I love how well our little team knows each other to a certain extent. It's great. Oh my goodness, everyone had such great parts. I love how we're all set up for this last little section here with Fiddler and Cerberus, like, undercover with Tolan going to walk through walls in a spacesuit because there's no Atmo, and just, if anyone can fix the gate room, it's you, because you can go in there because there's an Atmo if you have a spacesuit. It's fine. Jake being like, oh, yeah, we can go on a little, it's technically still part of the mission, and Gork being like, I objected the entire way. Just, yep, I will have it be known that I objected. Just, for the record, I objected to all of this, the whole time. I loved that. That brought me joy. And also Gork just being like, just go for it, man. When Cerberus was trying to stir the pot with Fiddler, it tickled me. Oh gosh, how everything's come full circle with Svarl not being here with Cold Chotos. He's back at SGP3, like, all prisonered up. You want Svarl back? Well, sorry, buddy, we don't have him. Whoops. This'll be fine. It could not have been a more tense cliffhanger ending, which is exactly how every Stargate, season ended, basically, with a giant cliffhanger of, oh no, shit's real fucking bad. Are we gonna live? Probably, maybe not. And I'm just so here for it. Everybody did so excellent and so good, and I'm so excited. Also, I think Ixor now has the highest kill count in the party. On missions.
You've got like 60 plus.
The near pacifist
Just literally just from one button.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Well, my problem is that I couldn't just kill someone like face to face in person 1-on-1.
Right.
I just had to be a just detached mass murder of. Yeah.
Like
we figured it
genocide's
out.
cool,
That's
just
yeah,
not
little-
personal.
Just not
It's a
personal.
little sociopathic of you, but it's fine.
I think
It's fine.
Xavier is just like I have to do what I can.
We
and
all love a good sociopath.
It's okay. Look, she's got issues. I don't know if she's full sociopath, but I don't
I
know if
love
she
her.
thought that one through before pushing that button.
I don't think so
And
either.
she's probably gonna feel really terrible later at the worst opportune time and be like, oh my gosh, wait, I killed how many people? Especially once she finds out that it wasn't all of Kulchotis' guys in there. Whee! That'll be fun. But you can find us here next on Monday. We will not have our Wednesday Cthulhu game because it's the day before Thanksgiving. People are busy. So we will be back on Monday with our Mondays in Exandria game, the new batch where we are finally in the underwater city in Call of the Netherdeep, which I'm sure is going to be fine. There's sharks. It's not fine. And also back next week with our Call of Cthulhu Below the Land of Fire, where things are great. And they're learning so much stuff, and they're going to a volcano, and I'm sure that'll be fine. Yeah, and there's no more Stargate for the time being. I will announce when we have a Stargate Season 2, which will probably be a while, because I'm taking Tuesdays off in December because I'm going to be GMing a game on Perception Check Studios. So, Perception Studios, check that out. It'll be Dragon Age, I believe, so that'll be fun. But when we
Could I
come
say
back...
something?
Yes.
I just have to say, my favorite thing personally was when Nugatosaurus had Lacan give scritches to Cerberus, because I was
That
like,
was
that's the
very
most
cute.
perfect thing ever.
It was
That's just like the most perfect thing ever. Yeah. That's all. I just had to say it because it was just the best thing ever. I was like, scritches.
I also have one more thing to say.
Go for it.
Will someone please remind me I have an active bomb in my backpack in
Yes.
Season 2?
I'm
I
gonna
got
write
you.
it in my notes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, so season 2 will happen at some point, but when we come back in January, our bi-weekly Tuesday game will be GM'd by me, and it is going to be Ghosts of Saltmarsh. So that'll be very fun and exciting. So stay tuned for that. I'm just taking December off from here, because I gotta do things elsewhere. But January, Ghosts of Saltmarsh. Be there. And next week, regularly scheduled stuff. So thank you so much for this Stargate Flames of Hope adventure. I truly enjoyed it and had a blast. So until next time, I guess, have fun and play games.